Welcome to Wheelock Stadium in Riverside for the Riverside TV Game of the Week. I am Nick Rice, joined alongside Jeff Gorham in a big football game out of the Central Conference where Cerritos comes to town against the team rolling right now in RCC.
Well, talk about it. Since RCC lost 2 straight, they have gone on to put up a barrage of numbers offensively and defensively. And if they win tonight, they are the league champs once again.
The Tigers have had huge wins in back-to-back weeks against top 15 opponents, and they take on a team in the Falcons that may have some struggles on offense, but they've got a dominant defense.
Their defense is really what has held them up. They have the best defense they've had in the last 5 years at Cerritos. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the end zone like they'd like. The only way they're going to have an opportunity to beat the Tigers is they have to stop the passing and offensive barrage of RCC.
The 3-4 Cerritos Falcons against the team that has a chance to at least share, if not outright win the league title tonight and clinch a playoff spot, and is coming up next on the Riverside TV Game of the Week.
The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety.
Riverside TV Game of the Week. Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham, RCC, and Cerritos meet in Week 9 of the regular season.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited to call this game. It means a lot. I'll tell you, if Riverside wins tonight, they will be so far a co-league champ, possibly winning it all by themselves after tonight. That means playoffs. That means we could have an opportunity to see RCC repeat as state champs, and it could be right here at Wheelock Stadium.
Shoot, repeat as national champions, right?
They'd love that. I mean, how wonderful would that be?
That would be incredible. But first, of course, the Tigers take on a team in Cerritos. They have 2 common opponents and 2 very similar results, which makes for a fascinating matchup between these 2 schools.
Yeah, in fact, Riverside played a very great game against Palomar. The last home game they were here, they put up some big numbers in that game, but Cerritos lost 36-34 on October 30th to this Palomar team. But they did beat El Camino 19-14. And that is another common opponent that Riverside barely took care of last week.
About the same exact score. The kickoff is fielded at about the 6-yard line. Elijah Bennett makes a big mistake for the Tigers. That could have been a huge penalty to boost this offense. RCC's pinned deep for their first drive.
Yeah, you just got to let that thing go out of bounds.
Right. He waited until right before.
And then caught it, and then stepped out. So, not a great way to start this ball game if you're head coach Tom Kraft. We've seen him lose here at home. They had that 2-game losing streak, the longest in the tenure of Tom Kraft. But you can't come out soft. You have to come out strong. You can't make mental mistakes just like they did.
Jordan Barton to overcome the early mistake is the quarterback for the Tigers, joined by Lawrence Starks to begin the game. Glad you're with us. Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham on the Riverside TV Game of the Week. Barton takes off and the quarterback scrambles to the 12, then lost his helmet, so he may have to leave a play, which is a great time to bring up the quarterback situation. In fact, there's Bud Burney who checks into the game now.
Yeah, Bud Burney out of Riverside Poly High Schools started the first 4 games, but then it has been, like you said, Jordan Barton has come in and done an excellent job by just being so efficient with the football.
Well, Bud Burney didn't have to move very far in order to play at RCC as Starks spins across the first down marker out to the 15. Burney, a product out of Pauley High School, and Jordan Barton from Damien High School in Laverne are the 2 top signal callers for this football team.
And both very good basketball players in high school as well. So, yeah, Bud Burney was an all-league performer at Riverside Poly. He played for Yancey Dodson. He's just a phenomenal athlete, one of the best that Riverside Poly's had in many years.
Handoff to Starks. and he is upended just short of the 20-yard line. The tackle is made by Cody Coleman. Basketball season's coming up too, which is such a cool time of the year.
Yeah, in fact, RCC started off 3-0.
Really?
They went up to Ventura this past week, took 3 wins. So Coach Phil Matthews is back in his winning ways as the Tigers start the hoop season.
RCC always in the mix in the SCFA in hoops and also in football. Barton shoots it over the middle. It is reeled in by Marquise Ashley, and a big gain, too, for the Tigers. Barton's coming out firing, and the Tigers are across midfield.
And another local product there with Ashley out of Norco High School, I believe.
You would be correct.
Out of the Big 8 League. In fact, this next week, Norco has to play Mater Dei, so I'm sure he's not happy for his former team. They have to go in and play the number 1 ranked team in the nation in Mater Dei High School.
Victor Viramontes a couple of years ago was right here out of RCC and then Norco High School before then. So that does bring up a great conversation about exactly what happened this last week. What a Friday night it was.
Are you talking high school football?
No, I'm talking about the start of the badminton season.
Yeah, I'm telling you, last night was one of the better nights in the city of Riverside. As all 5, and I was told 6 teams won their first-round matchups in the city of Riverside. We neglected to mention CSDR. CSDR went on and got their first victory in the 8-man, but you had North, who really took care of business, Ramona, Norte Vista, Poly, and Arlington, all victorious. In fact, 4 teams of the 5 that we had last night will be home games for Riverside next week.
Amazing stuff right here on Riverside TV. Moore was in motion. Here's Starks on the gut run, and he's wrapped up right around the 46 by Joshua Palu. Amazing night for the city of Riverside, for all the fans and everybody involved.
Yeah, it was great, and it looks like Riverside TV, we're going to try to cover North versus Oaks Christian. Oaks Christian has a storied history. Remember, Joe Montana's son was the quarterback there for a while.
Really? Kayvon Thibodeau is projected to be the number 1 overall draft pick in the 2022 NFL draft out of Oaks Christian as well, defensive end. Deep crossing pattern to number 83, Rashawn Lacey. First down, Riverside. Tigers have come out like gangbusters on a possession that began at their own 6. The playoffs is in the future for Riverside. With a win tonight, they would all but clinch a postseason berth with at least a share of the National Central crown. Flea flicker back to the quarterback, Barton, who shoots it into the end zone. Incomplete, and a late flag has been thrown. Intended for McClure. He was tied down at about the 2.
Yeah, great play. Love the flea flicker. A little trickery here to start the ball game. And that's definitely going to be pass interference.
Well, I was a bit worried.
Yeah, if you watch here, it looks like they got caught up in the legs right before he caught it. It was a double flea flicker. Look at this here in the reception, as we can see.
What would you call that, Jeff?
A double flea flicker?
Double flea flicker?
Why not? A flea flicker? Yeah, right there. He got him with his feet. And you got to call that every single time.
Cameron Minor, the guilty party.
Minor infraction.
Here he goes at the 10. That's Lawrence Starks. Out of bounds at the 7. Terrific drive by Riverside.
Yeah, Starks, their leading rusher on the year. You know, they go to Dean Connors quite a bit. But Starks averaging just over 51 yards per ball game.
If Dean Connors brings out the lunch pail in his blue collar running, what is Lawrence Starks bringing out? I don't know.
He's bringing out the rock star, the pop star mentality. You know, he's
very nice.
You know, he's like I said, Connors is the lunchbox guy.
Make no mistake. There's Starks who dives to the end zone. A first down, but not a touchdown. He is tripped up at the 2. Is the freshman from Fontana, Lawrence Starks. Oh, Barton looked a little emotional. As they go no huddle A drive of 3.5 minutes, and RCC faces first and goal. Starks is in for a Tiger touchdown.
And I like what Riverside's doing. We've seen them do this in the past. There's that darn cannon, for gosh sakes. But no, we've seen them come out in games prior to this where they do go no-huddle offense. They try to get that rhythm going early with the offense, and it paid off there as they really just traversed the entire field, did a great job.
And that brings in who?
Chavez! Woo! Telling you, I'm still waiting for that T-shirt with just Chavez's leg on it. Nobody's reached out to make a T-shirt. Still haven't got my autograph from the guy either.
Still haven't gotten your 2019 state championship ring? I'm sure that's coming. It's in the mail. It's
yes.
You know how it goes.
I'd rather have an autograph from Chavez.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Than the carat diamond ring?
Yeah, I'm a grown man. Grown men don't wear rings unless it's their wedding ring. Either that or you're a professional poker player. If you watch professional poker real late at night, and I tend to watch those things occasionally. There's always guys with some gaudy rings, and they always look like championship rings. I'm one of those guys, unless you play or coach, I don't think we deserve it. I have a couple of championship rings, though. They just sit in my drawer at home. My kids play with them.
How humble of you. I want it, okay? I watched this team win a title, okay? That means something.
That means that you watched. It means you didn't sweat at all, except for when you walked up the bleachers to call the games, my friend.
No, I definitely didn't sweat because it's freezing cold tonight.
It's never freezing. It was 86 degrees today. Stop saying it's freezing cold. We don't live in
frigid.
The Adirondacks. We live in Riverside, California, Southern California.
Oh, man. Late at night.
Late at night. It gets a little chilly, but not that bad, for God's sakes.
That kickoff soars through the end zone.
Of course it does. It's Chavez.
It's Chavez. Okay, I got a cool little tidbit for you.
Give me a tidbit.
This guy is so good. So good. We all remember his 56-yard field goal he blasted here.
Yes.
If he kicked that in the NFL, that'd be the 7th longest field goal in the league this whole season. In the NFL.
And he should be in the NFL, like I said.
He should be there.
Let's just draft him. He's old enough to draft him.
Let's do it, okay? I'm pretty sure the combined distance of Chargers field goals isn't that much. Pretty sure we don't even have really a field goal kicker. That's okay. Cerritos, fresh off of the brilliant touchdown led by Starks. That offense begins with a run to Devon Booth, a freshman from El Monte. That is right around a first down. Pickup of 10. That RCC defense has been solid throughout the year. Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham on hand. The Tigers ranked 6th in the state of California, have leaned for years on that defense, which is giving up about 23 points per game this year. The ball spotted about a yard away. The quarterback is Cade McConnell for the Falcons. That's a first down run for Booth on a pickup of 3. Cade McConnell's a freshman from Los Alamitos High School, just across the way in Southern California. And quarterback's a team in the Falcons that is in a must-win situation out of the National Central League. They're 3-4 this year, 2-1 of the conference, and playing well.
I mean, this would actually, this would help them if they could take care of Riverside. They would tie them in that same spot.
Yeah. In the National Central Conference.
Too many acronyms, my friend.
That's right. The gut run to Jalon Manning. I'm assuming no relation.
The Manning brothers? Is that what you just implied, that they were related to the Manning brothers?
I thought some may be confused. I just wanted to point it out.
Yeah, confused.
Peyton, Eli, and Danielle Manning. Those are the 3 Mannings.
Good. Thanks.
Whatever.
Thanks for telling me the 3 Manning brothers' names.
Oh, Archie, not Danielle.
Danielle? They have a sister named Danielle?
No, he's a...
Archie was the dad. There's 3 brothers. And there's the quarterback who's a senior now or a junior.
Oh, yeah, he's rocking it right now. Who is that third guy?
It's the third brother, the guy that didn't play in the NFL. That doesn't really matter. We know
matter.
Archie the dad. We know Eli, and who's the other Manny?
And the guy that.
There you go.
McConnell across the first down. That's a scramble of about 9.
Now, we've seen Riverside in the last couple games we've covered. They've really shored up their defense. They can't be happy with the way they've started tonight. If they've already given up 3 first downs.
And for RCC, a team that lost 2 All-Americans on defense from that championship year, and we spoke to Kraft and also the coaching staff, and this was a challenging season for them. Of course, the entire league, but this is a club that does depend on quite a few bounce backs. Booth on the run gets tripped up at the line, and they just didn't have that sort of bounce back talent that they typically bring in for every year.
Yeah, COVID has been horrible on everybody. And, looking at the transfer portal, it was the largest that the NCAA's ever had. A lot of guys just sat out thinking that they would hop on with other D1 programs. So there's a lot of players that played at the D1 ranks that aren't even playing anything this year. They're sitting at home.
What? No way.
Yes.
RCC scraps together a team that right now is 6th in the state of California. A short run to the inside for Manning. He's wrapped up at the 41-yard line. Riverside last year in a number of their games were outscoring their opponents by 2 or 3 touchdowns every week. This go around, even in their wins, they've had to scratch and claw throughout. Just a 7-point win at El Camino last week, a 3-point thrilling win, a huge victory in the second game of the conference season at Mount Sac, which has so far been the determining factor in them leading the league. Short throw, the tackle is made by DeMarco Moorer as Leja makes the grab, setting up 4th down.
Yeah, Riverside's really going to have to shore up their defense here. I mean, cannot give out, those little 10-yard passes here and there and give up that run game. Let's see them put the clamps down here. Cerritos now with 3 first downs on their first drive.
Well, the Falcons are going to keep the offense out on a 4th and 2. RCC went the distance, a 94-yard drive to begin the game. The Falcons on their first possession will go for it. Gut run to Manning. He is near the marker. Forward progress puts him, it appears, across the first down. Yes, they've signaled first down on the run from Jalon Manning, number 8.
To the big boys up front, they really have to get in there tight. Great moves, though, by Cerritos, the big guys.
And this goes back to the high school football last night. Sometimes when you have a Son Elliott in the backfield, you have Venancio, you run the ball. Don't get fancy. Run it.
Power, smash mouth football, eat a little clock, and take up some real estate, hopefully.
And that's what the Falcons have done, leaning on Manning and Booth. Play fake to Booth. McConnell's got a man open to the 10. And the pass is caught in the end zone by Bailey Torres. That's his 4th touchdown of the year.
Boy, what a great play from the quarterback there. I mean, he just took a couple 2-step drive back, and
this could be a hold. Roughing the passer. Okay.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Number 91 on defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, touchdown.
We've got a ball game, Jeff Gorham.
Like I said, a great pass just over the top. They really tested the second level of that secondary.
Bailey Torres from Cerritos.
Going for 2 here.
He's had a terrific year as Torres with nearly 500 yards receiving. And they fake out us in the booth. Well, I guess they could still go for 2. We've already seen a flea flicker. Extra point is good. And that ties the game at 7.
Said just a three-step drop back. I mean, he knew exactly where he was going. He went straight over the top.
Yeah, the RCC secondary must have bit on the play, and I'm sure that's, if you're the coaching staff, what are you talking about with the secondary?
Hey, you got to talk, guys. Got to be verbal out there. There's 2 receivers and 3 defenders. We got to find somebody who we're going to guard. You got to talk.
That's what you used to do when you were a legendary point guard in high school and college.
Talk. You got to talk. You got to be vocal. Like I said, you got three defenders versus 2 receivers. You have to make decisions, and nobody looked like they made a decision there.
Is extended to the next play. 15 yards.
Yeah, 6 first downs for the Tigers on that sensational 94-yard drive. And then Cerritos wills the defense up the field with a terrific mix of run and pass. The Falcons are fresh off a season-high 399 yards of offense in their narrow loss against number 25 Palomar, 36-34. That offense is rolling right now, and with the defense playing well, of course not on that first drive, but most of the year they've been playing well. This is a pretty significant challenge for RCC tonight.
Yeah, Riverside, defensively they need to shore up what they're doing. Offensively, they've been able to score lately. Behind Barton, I think, has done a great job. But we have to make some adjustments if we are Coach Tom Kraft.
Yeah. Well, little defense to begin the game. We'll see how Barton and the offense responds. Riverside is scoring 30 points per game this season.
Pretty equal passing, 47 yards in the air to 45 for Cerritos.
Jet sweep some more, and that's going nowhere. DeMarco Morer makes the stop. So for those of you not aware about this program, Cerritos, they are a team not quite to the pedigree of Mount San Antonio, San Francisco College, and some of the premier junior college clubs in the country, but they're pretty good too. And their NFL alumni is incredible. I'll give you some names, and you'll know these names, Jeff Gorham. You will. I guarantee it. 1 yard loss. Here's Starks for about a 2-yard gain. Does Jim Zorn ring a bell?
Jim Zorn of the Seattle Seahawks?
Yes.
Jim Zorn was a Cerritos Falcon?
He was a Cerritos Falcon.
Get out of here. I love Jim Zorn.
TJ Hushmanzada.
I know that guy, too.
All right. Ron Yeri.
Ron Yeri is a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Also started Life Touch, but it used to be Yeri Photography. Now is Life Touch, which is the biggest photography business in Southern California.
How do you know that?
I don't know. I just do. Ron Yeri was great.
Really?
Hall of Famer.
And then currently there's a couple of NFL players in the league. Corey Bajorquez, the starting punter for the Packers. He's no Chavez, but
he's no Chavez, but he's no slouch either.
He's no slouch. And then Ramondre Stevenson, he plays for the Patriots at running back.
Pretty good names on that list. Jim Zorn's my favorite.
Jim Zorn.
He and Steve Largent were great together.
Oh, yeah, I remember the days watching them. He slips and falls to the 30-yard line. Flag has been thrown on the return from Omari Okeki, number 2. Those were the days in the 1980s. I remember watching Zorn and Largent all over the place.
You weren't even born in the 80s. Knock it off. Stop making it sound like you're in your 40s. You're like in your teens still. You didn't see Jim Zorn and Steve Largent. You heard stories about him. Knock it off in the 80s.
I most certainly will not knock it off.
You can't. You didn't see any of those guys. You heard about them.
That's right.
In dreams.
Block in the back. Cerritos. 10-yard
My wife is 40.
I forgot who was
My
going.
wife is 40 and she doesn't remember any of
40?
those.
What?
Maybe she's not. I shouldn't have said that out loud. She's not watching.
Did you? You asked her to watch. Did you give her your birth certificate, or did you say you're 40 as well?
No, she knows. I did fib to her, though, before I got married. She said she wouldn't date anybody that was 40, and I had just turned 40. But here we go.
I won't date anyone who went to Ramona High School. I just won't do it. That's a gain of 4.
No, are you kidding me? She's a Canyon Springs girl.
Nice. You know, what does make me a little depressed is that for as great as Arlington is, of course, and they proved it on Friday, what is a bit of a bummer is that King didn't make it to the playoffs and Hillcrest. Those teams were ranked relatively high.
Yeah, they just didn't get that
Riverside.
automatic qualifier this year. That's what makes it very tough.
Yeah. 2nd down and 6. Play fake from McConnell. TJ Patu is on the coverage. Comeback route. Reeled in by Luca Caldarella, a freshman from Valley Christian High School. He went there last year.
That's right. They played last night against Ramona High School. You called the game.
Yeah, great game. Whether it's the Valley Christian kid or the quarterback, Cade McConnell, this Falcons passing attack has been brilliant in the first quarter. And with just over 3 minutes to play in the period, the Tigers and Falcons are locked up at 7. This is the 3rd string running back for Cerritos on the inside, Penieli Loago. What do you think of that name?
Give me this.
Number 25. All right, cool.
There you go.
He's number 25. Falcons face 2nd and short. Play fake to Manning. There is the kid from La Mirada, Loago. Loago sounds fine. Catch for no gain. And that brings up a 3rd down and short. One thing that is interesting, it's kind of like J.W. North, we were talking before the game about some of the penalties they commit, some bonehead penalties sometimes for as great as they are. Similar story with the Tigers. I thought you were talking about Riverside.
Yeah, Riverside has been bit by the penalty bug this season. They've a lot of unnecessary penalties.
But just 1 in this first quarter. 3rd and short. Did I broadcast jinx that?
Yep. Yes, you did.
Oh. Riverside has committed 80 penalties for 762 yards this year.
Are you kidding? That's a
Wow.
lot of yards.
Is that a mile?
No.
Oh,
Okay, I can tell you right now. Hold on. How many? What is this?
762.
762 yards.
That's almost 8 football fields.
No,
That's
700.
incredible.
No, it's about a half a mile, though,
Half a mile. That is crazy.
because there's 5,280 feet in a mile, and it was just over 2,000.
Were you a math teacher?
No,
No.
I just memorized. Oh, see, you're probably too young to remember this, but a lot of people watching this are. We used to get the Peachy folders. Did you ever have the Peachy folder? The yellow Peachy folder, and had like the sports on it, the 3 different sports. If you open up that Peachy folder, it would have a bunch of not useless knowledge, bunch of knowledge like the times tables, the number of feet in a mile, the number of feet in a yard. They had the metric system on it. So as a kid, I would memorize my Peachy folder. That's how I knew my times tables.
Interesting.
And I know how many feet are in a mile.
Really?
5,280. I have no idea how many miles. We were just told how many miles around the world. You know what I'm going to say? An awful lot. More than I can count.
24,000. That's crazy.
24,000? That's a pretty.
And of 24,000 miles,
I've been around the world.
you have?
I have.
Wow. 24,000 miles. I'm just going to use you, Johnny Cash, for just confirmation. That's a 1st down pickup on the swing route. Gain of about 10 for Loago. So RCC was named national champions in 2019. You've been around the world. Is that true? Are they the best team in the world? RCC?
Best community college team in the world, yes.
All right.
I don't know if they're
It's
playing.
been
I don't
confirmed.
think they're playing community college football in Venezuela or Antilles.
In the Antilles.
No, they're not playing football over there. So yes, they're the best in the world.
I like it. McConnell gets drilled for a loss. RCC supplied the blitz, and Travis Johnson brings him down.
Yeah, Johnson,
Number 96.
really quick there.
Or is it DePoris Schletti?
Delaney on the stop for Riverside. Brings up a 2nd and 15.
That was a how do you do?
How do you do?
Nice to meet you.
McConnell's only been sacked 6 times the entire season coming into tonight, so that's a rare sack given up for Cerritos. 2nd and 15, a check down to Leja, the tight end. And RCC read that one quickly. Moore, the freshman from Pasadena, makes the stop, number 12.
Huge hit. That's a highlight film for him. That's the defense we're used to seeing here at RCC.
Now, Cerritos went 75 yards in about 4 minutes on that previous drive. The Falcons, as an offense, have struggled, as mentioned, most of the year. But they are effective on 3rd downs and are 2 for 3 in this first quarter. 40% on the year. McConnell looks to his left. He's got a man open. He shoots it deep for Smith. There's no flag on the field with a coverage by Keithan Gooden. Incomplete.
They tried that same play they got the touchdown on earlier, except they go out of the shotgun.
Oh, a very late flag. Just got tossed.
Did he throw a flag after the damn play? You gotta be kidding.
Let's see if they call. Let's see if they call that though, or if it was something maybe a little extracurricular after the play.
We have 2 fouls on the play. Shot block on Cerritos. Pass interference on Riverside. Those penalties will offset. Replay the down. Throw down.
Interesting. That flag was thrown at least 5 seconds late.
Yeah, that was 2 offsetting penalties. So, nope, nothing gained on that one.
Nothing happened.
Nothing, like it didn't exist.
Wow. All right. It's almost as if RCC's 2-game losing streak didn't exist, because the Tigers, unbeaten in the conference, can make the playoffs and still has the state championship as an opportunity. Middle screen to Booth, and he slips right through the middle of that defense. A late flag thrown as Carlton Johnson saves a touchdown. A perfect play call to the RCC blitz.
I think that's going to be another personal foul. I think they're going to call a horse collar. Let's see.
On the stop, number 1 for Riverside.
See how he's tackled here.
On the play. Personal foul. Horse collar on the defense.
There's the horse collar.
At the half the distance, by rule, automatic first down.
He can't grab him from behind and
All right.
grab him through his neck, basically.
That should wrap up the first quarter. And indeed, that'll be the case. End of the first with RCC and Cerritos locked up at 7.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first quarter of play. The Riverside City College Tigers.
The Tigers began the game with a sensational 94-yard, 3-minute, and 48-second drive, led largely by the quarterback, Jordan Barton, but Lawrence Starks caps it off with the touchdown. The freshman scores his 4th of the year. Then Cerritos receives the kickoff, and they march 75 yards in about 4 minutes, and Cade McConnell off the play fake heaves it to Bailey Torres, number 10, for a long-distance score to tie the game. Tigers punted. Falcons have marched inside the red zone, and at the end of 1, we're tied at 7.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Riverside cannot be happy with this defensive stance that they've on this drive by itself here, because they're going to give an opportunity for Cerritos to really, get it within the red zone and make a shot here in the end zone.
So speaking of your words, not mine, pointless math stats that you gave me earlier.
Yes.
So Cerritos, they've got a pretty interesting head coach. Dean Grossfeld used to play quarterback at Utah State. 13 years as their old coordinator and now a head coach. Does that matter at all?
No, it's great.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Okay.
wonderful.
All right.
It's a
all
great
right.
stat.
Really? Cool. Jet sweep to Bailey Torres. He is hit hard of the pylon and marked out of the 1.
Yeah, what a shot here he took.
If you want useless stats, come to Riverside TV. We got you covered. All right, tonight. We got some cool stats.
Yeah, coach played for the Aggies of Utah State.
Ooh.
That's a good program for football.
Right. Falcons have racked up nearly 150 yards of offense in about 15 and a half minutes of football. McConnell hands inside to Manning. There's a play at the goal line, and the Tigers may have stuffed him at the 1 foot line. Indeed, that's the case.
Here's the replay. Let's see if they get across that. So a big stop here.
Talib Salahuddin, number 44, and Nathan Bolton, number 30. No relation to Michael Bolton, the singer.
Hey, I'm glad you knew that.
That's right. All right, 3rd and goal from the 1 yard line. Inside run to Manning. He dives to the goal line and is in. Touchdown, Cerritos. Do I know who Michael Bolton is? No.
You remember, he's a fine singer.
Yeah.
So Riverside really kind of giving it up to this Falcon team. Cerritos now with 7 first downs on the evening. Let's see if they go for 2 again. Nope, they're going to fake us out again.
Yeah. Those dang Falcons. Just as the Tigers were roaming the city of Riverside, Falcons were hovering all over the city of Cerritos, weren't they?
They're still around.
Oh.
Falcons everywhere.
Extra point is good by Maz Bajorquez. I wonder if there's any relation to Corey Bajorquez, who's now the punter for the Packers. There's got to be. Bajorquez, his 3rd PAT of the year. So
I want to say his brother probably is the guy that played here, correct?
yeah.
Yes, I don't think, and he's a kicker.
Yeah.
I don't honestly. Let's use logic here, Nick Rice. The kid's name is Bajorquez. There's the Packer kicker who played at Cerritos named Bajorquez. You know, I'm going to venture to say that they're probably related because I've only heard of one Bajorquez in my entire life. Now there's 2 in one spot. So common sense would tell me that Bajorquez is probably related to him. Probably brothers.
Man, it's amazing. They have Peyton Manning's brother here and everybody.
Oh, my gosh.
Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham. That kickoff sails out of bounds. It's not so much the mistake you make early in a game. It's how you respond to that mistake.
And they did just that. Remember, that was the first play of the game. That was a mistake right there. Just let it go out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the 25 and start it over.
So speaking of Bajorquez and the NFL tandems, Ramondre Stevenson used to play at Cerritos. One day against Long Beach in 2018, he had a 339-yard rushing performance. That's crazy. 339.
Who did this?
Ramondre Stevenson, the running back before Manning took over.
Where's he now?
Patriots, backup.
Oh, he's the backup for the Patriots?
Yeah. I don't know. Damian Harris is their starter? I don't know.
That's a pretty good that's a good stat.
All right, cool. They had 15 NFL players now or former, and I brought up a couple names. In fact, I'm sure you recognize some of these other ones. I'll bring over my handy dandy. Let's see here.
2 yards on the play. That'll bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Tigers.
Second down and 8. Barton with a draw. First carry of the ball game for Connors. Spun down by Giovanni De Leon after the gain of 6.
Yeah, Connors, the second back that favorite of the Tigers. And there's Connors again. Looks like he's held up, and they're not going to get that first down.
The blue-collar man, Dean Connors, freshman from Murrieta, California. They go with the two running back system, Starks and Connors. It's a change of pace between the two backs, and it's worked for them most of the season, but 3 straight runs for the Tigers. They orchestrate a drive that goes just a yard short of the first down. And while that is a tough break, RCC brings out
Chavez
for the punts. It wobbles on the hash to the 20 and is taken by Kiki just short of the 15. And Omario Kiki is taken down at around the 10.
Let's get that alumni up there.
Yeah, it took a little while. Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham here on the Riverside TV Game of the Week.
Yeah, so far it's been all Cerritos. Cerritos with 152 yards to 86 on Riverside. They've got 8 first downs to 6 for Riverside, and they just have dominated here in the first half.
All right, so this guy played for the Niners, since you're familiar with kickers. Ray Wershing. Is that name ring a bell?
Nope.
Broderick Thompson.
Nope.
Herb Welch.
No, I know Herb, but I don't know Herb Welsh.
Herb Welch. Elijah Penny.
No.
No. All right, well.
You name the big ones. You name
the big ones.
Ron Yeri, Jim Zorn.
TJ Hushmazoo.
Hushmanzada, those are all big names.
Hey, that's incredible. Ray Wershing, kicker for about a decade. That's pretty impressive, but not quite like the Tiger back in the 80s.
Our guy, Frank Corral.
Frank Corral. Last player to do it both, kicking and punting. That second down throw from McConnell's incomplete. Carlton Johnson was on the coverage for Riverside. Well, we saw the two offenses couldn't be stopped in the first really 10 minutes of the game, and here we are in a 14-7 score for the Falcons. Cerritos with Cade McConnell, an offense that had struggled most of the year, just 19.5 points per game, maybe playing their best performance of the entire season tonight in the midst of a huge conference game with the winner controlling their own destiny for the playoffs. RCC would essentially clinch it with a win tonight. On the 3rd down and 7, they go with a draw, and RCC gets beaten to the inside again.
Yeah, the 9th first down already for Cerritos, and they're approaching 200 yards here in the first half.
Wow.
They only averaged 300 on the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, they're really picking apart this tough Tiger defense here in the first half.
And to make it more strange, the Tigers were so good against the run in just about every game we've seen here at home. Well, the Falcons have run wild against this club led by Penieli Luago. My apologies if I pronounced that wrong. Luago on the gut run is stuffed to the line of scrimmage. So with about 10:49 remaining in the second quarter, Cerritos is up 14-7. And that Tiger offense, the next time they get the ball back, I'm sure that it'll be an important drive considering how much time the Falcons are taking off the clock.
They really have. I mean, they have dominated the clock here in the first half. Over 11 minutes now.
To the Tigers. 7, that throw from McConnell is intercepted by DeMarco Moorer. One man to beat. That's the man who made the stop at the 15-yard line. Luago. That is the second interception of the year from Moore and a huge takeaway for the Tigers.
I mean, he threw it right in his hands.
McConnell's only thrown his second interception of the season, and that one was right, as you mentioned, in his hands.
Only his second interception.
The freshman quarterback.
That's a pretty impressive stat as well there, buddy.
All right.
You're filling my head with great stats.
Appreciate it. Did you know Squid Game was the #1 rated show this last month?
I don't care.
Don't care. All right. Back to the real stuff. Draw. Thomas Kinslow, a sophomore from Eastvale, California, is the third running back on display tonight.
I watched the first episode. It was too
You
bloody
did?
for me.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like Walking Dead type stuff either. Too bloody.
Yeah, I hear you. After about 5 episodes, I was like, I don't even like this show.
You saw all of them. What's wrong with you?
I was like, this sucks. Barton on a 3-step drop, gets rid of it quickly. He finds number 4, Jawan Tucker, in the flat. And the freshman from Los Angeles is spilled inside the 10. We had talked about the Tigers needing a big play, and they got it with a Moore interception a moment ago.
Let's see if they can convert, though, and get 7 in. Or 6 in, I should say, and tie this ball game up with Chavez.
Yeah. Riverside's defense has been terrific this year with 15 takeaways now. That's how they're winning football games over the last month. 3rd and about 3. Barton off the 3-step drop, fires to the corner of the end zone. A big paw on the ball from number 23, Demario King. Incomplete.
Yeah, Kane just puts his hand in, gets his hand in the passing lane. Perfect defensive play from the Falcons. That's a tough throw. I mean, you're going to have to throw between 4 guys, 1-on-4. Tough throw. Chavez!
Yes. Is this a tough field goal?
No, this is Chavez. This is like
A layup.
drinking water, making a layup.
26 yards away. It's good.
Easy peasy.
So on PATs and field goals, he is 40 for 42.
He's missed 2?
He's missed 2 field goals. They must have been like
70-yarders.
85-yarders in the wind. Hail was coming down here at Riverside. Must have been. Out of Valley View High School. How often do they bring in a juggernaut like that out of Valley View?
Oh, they had the quarterback 2 years ago, Barledge.
Oh, really?
Jacob Barledge was
all right, cool.
his dad, Dan Barledge, is on the coaching staff at RCC.
Really?
He was at Valley View.
Interesting. By the way, bottom ticker, time of possession, Cerritos 12, Riverside 7.
Wow.
Minutes.
12 and a half minutes. Long time.
Yeah.
Great game plan by the Falcons.
Cerritos, about a hour drive, given the traffic, maybe a 2-hour drive, due west on the 91 from here in Riverside. In fact, Cerritos is literally across the street from Valley Christian High School, so maybe they went on the bus together on Friday. Valley Christian to Ramona, RCC, I don't know.
Do you think they went on a big bus? A big, large bus?
Yes, they did. And Maz Bajorquez and Corey Bajorquez was like, hi, do I know you?
The Bajorquez brothers.
Yeah, they do. Okay, all right.
My favorite
These
is
football games are like 3.5 hours.
Enjoy them.
Yeah.
Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham here, Riverside TV.
From the 25. New quarterback in the game for Cerritos, Jordan Simpson, freshman from Cerritos. That was a handoff for Simpson. He's heralded from Gar High School, 6'3", 225. Well, it didn't take long for the coaching staff to say, we've seen enough, and went with a change. Simpson's completing 49% of his throws this year, just under 400 yards, 6 touchdowns to 2 picks. His number is not half bad. Second and short, play fake, first throw of the game. Simpson shoots it deep on a double move for Torres. Johnson was beat by just a step, but it's incomplete. The Falcons came back down 21-7 at the half, and they trailed by 12 going into the fourth quarter, but mounted a huge comeback, falling just a 2-point conversion short against Palomar last week. So this team While they have struggled in the first halves this year, just a strange start to the game. Riverside rolling right now is getting beaten by this offense right now. Simpson lost the ball. It appeared he recovered. It could have slipped out of his hands late. Riverside thinks they've got it.
Yeah, he just lost it and continued to try to grab it off the bounce here. And I think Riverside
recovered by Cerritos.
Here's the. He just lost it off his leg.
That darn knee pad. Abraham Delgadillo is out to punt. 36 yards per punt this year with a long of 60 for the freshman out of Cerritos. And he gets rid of this one that towers above the lights here at Wheelock. A terrific punt. Down to about the 29-yard line. So that's a 47-yard punt. Not bad.
Not bad.
Now Chavez as long as 59. But
of course it is.
49's pretty good too. You know, speaking of the Utah State and the Mountain West, Ricardo Chavez is a pretty good kicker, but have you seen San Diego State's kicker? He might win the Lou Groza Award. He's really good. Really good. He had an 82-yard punt earlier this year.
82 yards?
82, yeah.
He's going to win the Lou Groza Award? Didn't we give out the Lou Groza Award?
Oh, man, that's right. Who did you do that last night for JW North?
We did not.
Ah, dang it. Moore is in motion. And this run's going nowhere. Stuffed to the line is Lawrence Starks, number 28. So could you inform the audience here on Riverside TV, what are the matchups on Friday for high school?
I know for a fact we have John W. North at home versus Oaks Christian.
Okay.
We have Norte Vista versus Temecula Valley at home.
Okay.
We have Ramona playing
Martin.
Serrano on the road. I do not know who Poly is playing or Arlington.
I gotcha. All right, Arlington is at Heritage Christian. Arlington at Heritage Christian. And the Poly Bears are home against Northwood, school out of Irvine. So
great school out of Irvine. In fact, the coach from Capo Valley went to Northwood High School.
Really?
Yeah.
So make sure to join us on Friday night. We'll have coverage of multiple games for the city of Riverside. Incredible stuff. Barton throws to Connors. That is a late signal, but an incomplete. Riverside has suffered 3 and outs on their last 2 drives.
Yeah, they just look out of sync. They look great there for the first drive, but they have not really found their groove at all here. It has been all Falcons.
RCC's averaging 413 yards a game, which is among the leaders in the state of California.
And only have total of 91 yards in this first half.
RCC 41% on third down, but 0 for 4 on third down today. Okiki makes the grab at about the 27-yard line. Just a strange first half of the Riverside offense. You look at the numbers, you look at the mood on the sideline, you'd think the Tigers are down by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they just don't look real focused. I mean, most of the time we watch this team, they're on the sidelines, they're animated. They've come out kind of flat tonight, and you can't do that, especially when you're playing for championships. But I'm sure Coach Kraft at halftime will address that with his team and get them, back on their winning ways.
1st and 10, ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Change at quarterback again. That's a 1-yard loss as Jalon Manning gets stuffed. Cerritos, I certainly off of the interception, they must have felt a bit concerned by the quarterbacking, but the Falcons were rolling with McConnell in. They bring Simpson in for a drive. McConnell is back. That's got to really shake things up in that offense.
I was just saying, don't mess up. I'm going to yank you out.
1 incompletion, that's all we're looking for. 2nd and 11. Number 25, Penelli Luguago something like that. That's a gain of about 3. Moore and Gooden combined for the tackle. So you work for UCR doing games for the Highlanders. I'm sure there's plenty of names even tougher than this guy. Penieli Luago.
Sounds good to me.
All right, sounds good to me too. 14-10 Cerritos. Riverside is in desperate need of a third down stop. The Falcons need the 40 to avoid a 3-and-out. McConnell looks to his left, pumps to Moore, shoots it deep. It's reeled in at midfield by Smith. First down Cerritos on a gain of 17.
Yeah, that second level of the secondary is having all kinds of issues tonight for Riverside.
And this offensive line certainly has held up most of the year. 7 sacks allowed the entire season. And with an offensive line like that, it's got to be pretty easy for a quarterback to step in and make plays.
Oh, he's standing back there unhinged, just able to throw the football anywhere he likes. He reads his progressions, and they're definitely open.
Draw. Luago on the call. Slips through 3 Tigers tackles. Dropped by Miller in a gain of 15.
And those are just missed tackles. That's fundamentals. That's not coaching. That's on the players. The players have to want to get after it. Those are just missed tackles.
David E. Barr, number 73, was providing a convoy for Cerritos. This Falcons offensive line has been wildly productive, and they have 4 of their 5 starters as freshmen. So overall, this offensive line has huge promise for Cerritos.
12 first downs here in the first half.
McConnell looking for the 13th, rolls to his right. He's being pressured, hit as he throws as the pass falls incomplete. He gets nailed by Noah Purcell, who seems to be at around every single snap, number 40 for Riverside, incomplete.
Relatively quick first half.
Yeah. There's a look at Noah Purcell, number 40, a sophomore from Honolulu, Hawaii. What a find for Tom Kraft at linebacker. 36 tackles to lead the team, 3 for loss, a sack, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, pass breakup, you name it, he can do it for that RCC defense. Timeout Cerritos.
So next week will be the conference finale for Riverside City College, and they're going to play Chaffee here at home. It'll be a 4 o'clock start. So if you've noticed, on the website, and it's not a 6 o'clock start, it will be a 4 o'clock start.
Wonder why.
And we will be here.
We will be here
for the big game,
bright and early at 4 p.m. Okay. So Chaffee, they've struggled this year. They've struggled. They're 0-8.
0-8.
The Panthers are 0-8. Let's see. Their score this season, their average score is 38-11. So they've been outscored 304-88 this season.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, the Panthers have not played very well this season. That'll be RCC's home opponent next week. 2nd and 10 from the 35. Out of the pistol, the Falcons freshman Devon Booth lines up a few yards behind McConnell, looks right and shoots it to his right on a slant. Luca Calderella, freshman, couldn't hang on, a bit behind him from McConnell. Cerritos led by head coach Dean Grossfeld, who's in his 3rd year with the team. Before then, the head coach was around for 40 years.
What?
Frank Mazzata from 1978 to 2017. Crazy.
40 years?
40 years. Crazy. That is insane. And he was an associate before a head coach, which is also nuts. Flag.
And a pass interference again. Another costly penalty here for Riverside, and that's going to, you don't want to go down. 2 scores here before half.
That'll put Cerritos right around the red zone.
Oh.
Nathan Bolton, the guilty party. Cerritos has had a tough time converting red zone trips to touchdowns, settling for 9 field goals, along with a few turnovers. So RCC would love to do nothing else than to eliminate a chance for 7 in this area of the field. The ball spotted the 25 of the 1st and 10. Manning sweeps to his left and is run out of bounds off the gain of 4. Number 33, Gage Summers, makes the tackle. Freshman from Chandler, Arizona.
Riverside, if they can make a stop here, just allow maybe just a field goal, I would feel pretty good if I'm Coach Kraft. Not happy with the way we're playing, but also not out of the game, as Riverside has still plenty of time left, a whole another half here.
Yeah, Tigers ranked 6th in the state and have won 3 games in a row. Clock moving at 3:42 to go in the first half. They keep it on the ground. Simpson, the quarterback, scrambles for 2. Just a frustrating first half, Jeff.
And they're still they brought in another quarterback again.
Yeah.
They're rotating every play.
Well, they only have 2 on the roster, so unless they bring in Bajorquez, I'm pretty sure that those will be the only 2. McConnell shoots it into the end zone, and a late flag is thrown with the coverage of the Tigers. Jacob Leja was the intended target. Just a frustrating first half for the Tigers. Kylan Ross for RCC.
Yeah, the defense has been stellar all season long, and this has been unacceptable first half for the Tigers. So they're going to call that pass interference here.
Pass interference on the defense, number 24. Special enforcement, the full 15 yards. By rule, automatic first down.
Just a tough first half for them for RCC. The Tigers defense coordinated by James Cook, a longtime coordinator for them. He's been around for 9 years with the Tigers, former college scouting assistant, player personnel for the Chiefs from 03 to 05. First and goal from the 5-yard line. A big drive for Cerritos as they come in underdogs. Are about an hour away from the Orange County area. And Cerritos has made a statement in this first half. Timeout called that could have been a delay of game. That timeout. And Cerritos is just a 1-2 team this year on the road. Lost at Allen Hancock, lost at East Los Angeles, and their one road win was by 5. So they have not done a good job away from Cerritos. Then they play the number 6 team in the state, and this happens.
Yeah, they just have come out flat. Riverside has, and Cerritos burns their last time out here of the half. Riverside with 2. Hopefully can get the ball back, and we've seen it happen before.
Yes, we have.
We have to give them some time, and Coach Kraft can use his crafty magic and hopefully get on the board here before the end of the half.
37 plays to 20 and nearly double the time of possession. We saw some RCC defenders with their hands on their hips already in the first half. That fatigue may end up being a huge story in the second half if RCC can't get much going on offense. First and goal off the timeout from the 4. McConnell fires in the flat to a wide open Leja, and the freshman tight end has a touchdown.
I mean, there was nobody around him. I mean, it's almost comical how open he was.
First touchdown catch of the season for the freshman out of Whittier, Jacob Leja, as Cerritos has racked up 214 yards and has a double-digit lead.
They have been dominant in this first half.
It's good. Falcons up 21-10. It's an encouraging situation for RCC. The last couple of years, the Junior college, SCFA and NCFA, ruled that the North champion would host the state championship game. This year, the South is the side that will host the state title game. So if RCC runs the playoff table, they will host the state championship, which is a huge moment for this program. While they've won a couple state titles, it'd be great to host in 2021.
Yes, it would. But we watched that last replay. It was man-to-man coverage, and they crossed. They probably should have jumped and not switched. Instead, they stuck on one man wide open for number 88, Jacob Leahy.
Riverside had 79 yards of offense on that first drive. That drive of 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Great return out to the 29-yard line by Elijah Bennett, number 5. Out to the 29 for Riverside. The Tigers, over the last 20 minutes, have 12 yards.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it hasn't been great for the Tigers here at all as of, like you said, after that first drive. Just, they've given up 214 yards to a team that averages 300. So they're close to getting their average here in the first half.
Wow.
They've got to cut that down here in the second.
Riverside would love to put up points on this drive, as the Tigers will kick off to Cerritos to begin the second half. Gut run to Lawrence Starks. How do you feel about the Tigers continuing to feature the running game? Down by 11. Seems as though they've been run heavy. Second down. Slant. Dropped by Moore.
Yeah, they're just not seeming to be in sync at any facet of the football game right now. That ball was thrown a little bit behind, it looks like.
Yeah, DeMario King was on the coverage. Play fake. Barton throws a back shoulder pass. Sensational catch on the boundary by Tucker. First down, Riverside.
And the problem, I want to say this, the defense, the big boys up front for Cerritos really shoving the offensive line of Riverside. And you look, as Barton has really been on his heels for most of the evening. He's being rushed almost at every play.
Highly decorated product out of Narbonne High School, Jawan Tucker with the play. Drop at the 32. Ashley was open, and maybe, if that was in stride, he scores a touchdown.
And that ball was tipped.
Yeah. Jordan Barton on the throw. He emerged as the starter in Week 5 at Canyons and has thrown at least 2 touchdowns in every start this year, but Barton has none right now. None passing. Second down from just short of midfield. Play fake to Starks. He scans the field. Great protection, and he flips it deep to Tucker. He's got it to the 30 and gallops to about the 20. First down, Riverside, and a gain of 32.
We talked about that. If you give Kraft time to put the ball in the end zone, I mean, he's done it pretty quickly here.
Yeah. Jordan Barton with that throw. He eclipses 1,000 yards passing in the 2021 season. First down from the 20. That throw so long, the chain gang doesn't have a chance to collect. Starks on the gut run, needs one man to beat to the 10. That's the man who saves the touchdown. Tripped up by Lopez. First and goal, Riverside. What a drive by the RCC Tigers. This is Starks. He's at the 1 and is stopped right there. Starks has already scored a goal line touchdown. That capped off the opening drive of the game.
And this is the offense we want to see here for Riverside. Moving the football.
No huddle. Barton will take it himself. And the quarterback, late signal, he's in. Touchdown, Riverside.
There's that cannon. I missed the cannon the first couple weeks. I'm glad it's back.
Yeah. Your heart, are you sure it's glad?
I'm ready for it.
Barton looks like he scored a touchdown before. Some of these guys, crazy dance renditions. Barton, smooth and collected, setting up the PAT for
Chavez.
Chavez.
Falcons 21. Riverside City College Tigers 17.
Let's check out what this flag is all about. Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham, late in the first half of a big football game. RCC essentially clinches the playoffs with a win tonight. Cerritos would take the league lead in the National Central standings with a victory.
Running into the kicker. That penalty declined.
Oh, we can't
Point after
have
zero.
that.
Nobody put. Dude, it's like nobody puts baby in a corner in the old Dirty Dancing movie. Did you ever see Dirty Dancing?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Okay, I'm sure you did. Okay, but yeah, nobody puts Chavez in the corner.
No,
puts their hands on Chavez.
Chavez would do nothing to you.
No, we're gonna do something to anybody that messes with Chavez.
That's right.
I'm gonna have to go down there. I'm 6'8", 270. I bet I can take care of some business. You leave Chavez alone, buddy.
6'8". Tallest guy on the RCC roster is 6'5".
Ah, I got him.
All right, so Chavez has belted a dozen touchbacks on kickoffs so far this year. Let's see if he can do it again. Oh, of course.
It's a baker's dozen now.
That's a big. Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
Just a throwaway.
No, it's a baker's dozen. A baker's dozen is a 13.
13? Interesting. So RCC, we saw them a few times this year in Riverside TV. The Tigers, in their first home game, won against Saddleback 20-19, and then the next week against Golden West, they were rolling, and then they got just crushed, 37-20 to Golden West. 2-game losing streak going into the bye. And the Tigers, while it's been a dramatic season, it seems as though they are playing a little better than they did going into that bye week. Short gain from Booth and out of bounds. But RCC has faced a tough challenge tonight, the likes we haven't really seen in about a month and a half.
Yeah, I mean, since that 2-game losing streak, like I said, the longest in Coach Kraft's tenure here at RCC, they seem to be on a roll. I mean, we've seen them here at home, and they've done a great job. And let's see if they can pick it up here in the second half.
The RCC were fresh off of the bye, wallops Palomar. They had a top 10 win at Mount Sac, 28-25, as they beat their bitter rivals. Then last week, they took care of number 15 El Camino, 34-27. Big hits. Out to the 32. Riverside has 2 timeouts remaining. Tom Kraft knows it, and they burn the seconds. Let's check out that hit again.
Oh, man. Looked like he ran into an invisible wall.
Right. Tom Kraft has been very successful anywhere he coaches, but especially at home. Tigers at home are 59-3 at home.
59-3 under Tom Kraft?
Yeah, 59-3. One of those losses on Riverside TV earlier this year. How sad.
That was the first time I've ever seen him lose, it seemed like.
Right. DeMarco Moore was the one who made the stop for RCC. Tigers get the ball back if they force a third down stop. Out of timeouts with 40 seconds. Do you go for it? I'd go for it.
Why not?
Why
Get
not?
the ball back.
3rd and 4. With Cerritos up 21-17. Falcons return the opening kickoff of the third quarter. So this is a big moment. Riverside has just one high safety. You certainly would hate to give up anything deep. Stretch to the left, and Moore is the one who brings down Loago of Cerritos.
Well, you're given a lot of time here for Riverside to score here. I mean, that could be, start off with a disastrous half and finish strong and take the lead going into halftime would be a great momentum changer.
And final timeout used in a 4-point football game, so this could be a huge turnaround if they could figure out a way to score points. And for the Tigers, what are you looking at? Maybe only the 40-yard line's all they need for points?
Yeah, Chavez.
That's right. So RCC has settled for 3 punts in this first half. The Falcons will try their second. Abraham Delgadillo out of Cerritos. The freshman is out for the punt of Gar High School. Now would be a pretty crafty time for RCC to score a return touchdown. They have yet to do that this season. Ashley is set to return. What a punt.
That's a shot.
Wow. Ashley lets it go. That is down to the 3, 72 yards for Delgadillo. Wow.
Delgadillo, my gosh. I might have to just start saying Delgadillo instead of Chavez. Man, what a punt.
That was fun, but no way.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
So, do you knee it here or run the ball? Or do you dare to take a chance?
Take a chance. Why not?
All right. Interesting. Jordan Barton, the quarterback for RCC, number 15, is set to check into the game for the Tigers. He went to high school 33 miles northwest of RCC, Damien High School.
You have that written down by the miles? Do you?
I do. Right there.
Wow.
I knew at some point I would bring it up for whatever reason. They do go to the run. Cerritos thinks that they have a fumble recovery. Wow.
Unbelievable here.
The Cerritos bench is going nuts, and the crowd that came in from an hour away in Cerritos, Starks had that ball jarred loose. It appears Milo Lopez was the one who forced it. And in terms of who recovered it, I have no idea. Both teams have committed a turnover. RCC had to settle for a field goal on the giveaway from the Falcons, an interception to DeMarco Moore. And with just a few seconds left in the half, the Falcons get a big play. McConnell throws in the flat on the run for Smith. And the sophomore out of Long Beach stops the clock with a run out of the 5. Carlton Johnson to shove him out. This is the sort of game, Jeff Gorham, that will make your heart turn.
Yeah, it's definitely doing something to my heart.
Something, isn't it? Every time you think one team has the momentum, a play like that swings it right back in favor of the Falcons. McConnell shoots it into the end zone. That is an interception in the corner and a touchback. Gooden.
The defense saves them again.
Kathang Gooden, a freshman from Calabasas. 2 picks in the year. That one gives your heart a chance to relax.
And now, if you're going to ask me, now you just swallow the clock and get out of here at the half.
There could have been a million things that happened for the Falcons with a 2nd and goal at the 5. But the stat of the day is the red zone offense for Cerritos. They have struggled throughout the year converting red zone trips to touchdowns, and they commit a monumental gaffe. Falcons could have at least put up 3, if not 7. And that one is down by Barton to go into the locker room for RCC, down just 4. I don't know if RCC should be glad or annoyed or both, down by 4.
I don't think you can be happy at all. I mean, that's not the kind of half that we're accustomed to watching here at RCC. Coach Kraft is going to put the hammer down at halftime. Yeah. He's going to make adjustments, and hopefully we can have a different team come out the second half versus this Cerritos College Falcons team, which dominated in the entire first half.
Falcons over 200 yards. They were terrific throughout the day. Either it was one quarterback or the other moved the ball well, but 2 interceptions saves the day for the Tigers, who are down by 4. We'll be back for the second half here on Riverside TV. Alongside Jeff Gorham, I'm Nick Rice. First, the half from Riverside.
Engine 1 AMR, respond with RPD for a traffic accident with injuries. In 1234 Main, cross of Columbia, 2 vehicles involved.
Each year, the Riverside City Fire Department responds to 40,000 emergency calls.
431.
And the men and women of the Riverside Police Department drive Code 3 every day.
We need your help so you know what to do when you see emergency vehicles.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right. So help us help you.
We need you to pull to the right.
The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety.
We are proud of the Riverside Police Department's tradition of integrity, service, and excellence. RPD officers are disciplined, well-trained professionals who always lean forward to make our community safer and more livable. We are always looking for mature, educated men and women who want to apply their courage and judgment to serve the people of Riverside. If that's who you are, we want to talk to you.
My name is Melissa Olmos, and I'm a driver operator in the Department of Refuse for the City of Riverside, and I've been doing this for 4 months already. I really enjoy it because this job is not like a routine, so every day is different. So I'm assigned to do the bookings. The residents call to the city to be serviced, and these items is large furniture, mattress, and appliance. The residents, they have 2 times a year, and these items, I put it in the back of the packer, and the packer crashes and compact these items so I can take it to the dump. My favorite part of the job is driving the truck. Since I was younger, my dream was to be a driver. And now that the City of Riverside gave me this opportunity, I really enjoy it. I'm really proud of what I do because when I go to the residents' houses, I see the faces, they're happy because we're picking up the items they don't want anymore. So I try to get in here because this is a better job for me with a better stability. And I want to too because I want to set a good example for my 2 daughters that I have. One of my hobbies that I have is go hiking. I like the outside activities like camping, and I also enjoy riding motorcycles. If I have to describe my job in one word, it will be it's perfect.
Today is our very first building of a Little Free Pantry. We are building a Little Free Pantry in our community. It will be one of the 26 throughout Riverside that will help fill the gaps of food scarcity here in Riverside. Data is telling us now that 1 in 6 families are hungry. It's about 44% of adults and about 50% of children that are hungry here within our own neighborhood, in our own backyard.
Because of the pandemic, there's a lot of hunger out there. There's a lot of families in need, and we hope that this will act as a bridge until families are able to get the food that they need. I think that there are always those times where we are living paycheck to paycheck and we need just a few cans of something to get us by. So these little pantries will serve in that capacity, and we're really excited to see something that will help families in need.
And this has been a wonderful collaboration with the Riverside Mutual Aid Network, IEHP, here at Sandals Church, and the City of Riverside. So this has been a fantastic opportunity for community members to step up and to fill a real void in our city, which is food insecurity. So the idea is that if one of these free little pantries in your neighborhood, you could stock it as frequently or as infrequently as you want to. And the idea behind it is that when people have extra food, it doesn't go to waste.
These pantries are just kind of the first step, right, for reintroducing neighbors back to each other, getting folks involved in taking care of each other again, and just strengthening those community bonds that Riverside is so known for. Because things like food drives and food distributions, they're really good, but they only help folks in that moment of need. And we wanted to create something that would continue giving back 5, 10, 15 years from now, and really allow the community to get back into taking care of each other, instead of maybe relying on, just government or nonprofit structures to kind of take care of them.
If others want to follow suit, they can apply at riversideca.gov/cares as an application, or they can email us at neighbor@riversideca.gov to receive an application to host a little free pantry in their neighborhood.
Engine 1 AMR, respond with RPD for a traffic accident with injuries. In 1234 Main, cross of Columbia, 2 vehicles involved.
Each year, the Riverside City Fire Department responds to 40,000 emergency calls.
431. And the men and women of the Riverside Police Department drive Code 3 every day.
We need your help, so you know what to do when you see emergency vehicles.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right. So help us help you.
We need you to pull to the right.
The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety.
We are proud of the Riverside Police Department's tradition of integrity, service, and excellence. RPD officers are disciplined, well-trained professionals who always lean forward to make our community safer and more livable. We are always looking for mature, educated men and women who want to apply their courage and judgment to serve the people of Riverside. If that's who you are, we want to talk to you.
My name is Melissa Olmos, and I'm a driver operator in the Department of Refuse for the City of Riverside, and I've been doing this for 4 months already. I really enjoy it because this job is not like a routine, so every day is different. So I'm assigned to do the bookings. The residents call to the city to be serviced, and these items is large furniture, mattress, and appliance. The residents, they have 2 times a year, and these items I put it in the back of the packer, and the packer crashes and compact these items so I can take it to the dump. My favorite part of the job is driving the truck. Since I was younger, my dream was to be a driver. And now that the city of Riverside gave me this opportunity, I really enjoy it. I'm really proud of what I do because when I go to the residents' houses, I see the faces, they're happy because we're picking up the items they don't want anymore. So I try to get in here because this is a better job for me with a better stability. And I want to too because I want to set a good example for my 2 daughters that I have. One of my hobbies that I have is go hiking. I like the outside activities like camping, and I also enjoy riding motorcycles. If I have to describe my job in one word, it will be it's perfect.
Today is our very first building of a little free pantry. We are building a little free pantry in our community. It will be one of the 26 throughout Riverside that will help fill the gaps of food scarcity here in Riverside. Data is telling us now that 1 in 6 families are hungry. It's about 44% of adults and about 50% of children that are hungry here within our own neighborhood, in our own backyard.
Because of the pandemic, there's a lot of hunger out there. There's a lot of families in need, and we hope that this will act as a bridge until families are able to get the food that they need. I think that there are always those times where we are living paycheck to paycheck and we need just a few cans of something to get us by. So these little pantries will serve in that capacity, and we're really excited to see something that will help families in need.
And this has been a wonderful collaboration with the Riverside Mutual Aid Network, IEHP, here at Sandals Church, and the City of Riverside. So this has been a fantastic opportunity for community members to step up and to fill a real void in our city, which is food insecurity. So the idea is that if one of these free little pantries in your neighborhood, you could stock it as frequently or as infrequently as you want to. And the idea behind it is that when people have extra food, it doesn't go to waste.
These pantries are just kind of the first step, right, for reintroducing neighbors back to each other, getting folks involved in taking care of each other again, and just strengthening those community bonds that Riverside is so known for. Because things like food drives and food distributions, they're really good, but they only help folks in that moment of need. And we wanted to create something that would continue giving back 5, 10, 15 years from now, and really allow the community to get back into taking care of each other, instead of maybe relying on, just government or nonprofit structures to kind of take care of them.
If others want to follow suit, they can apply at riversideca.gov/cares as an application, or they can email us at neighbor@riversideca.gov to receive an application to host a little free pantry in their neighborhood.
Engine 1 AMR, respond with RPD for a traffic accident with injuries. In 1234 Main, cross of Columbia, 2 vehicles involved.
Each year, the Riverside City Fire Department responds to 40,000 emergency calls.
431. And the men and women of the Riverside Police Department drive Code 3 every day.
We need your help, so you know what to do when you see emergency vehicles.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right.
Pull to the right. So help us help you.
We need you to pull to the right.
The Riverside County Transportation Commission has partnered with California Operation Lifesaver to educate Riverside County residents about how to be safe around trains and railroad tracks. Here are 3 safety facts you need to know. First, trespassing on train tracks is not only dangerous and can lead to serious injury, it is also illegal. Second, you may not always be able to hear a train coming, which is why it's important to always stay off and away from tracks. And finally, it can take a train up to a mile to come to a complete stop. If an object or person is on the tracks and the train can't stop in time, unfortunately, a collision may occur. Now that you're the expert, you can help us spread the word by sharing these important safety messages with your friends and family. We thank you for practicing rail safety.
We are proud of the Riverside Police Department's tradition of integrity, service, and excellence. RPD officers are disciplined, well-trained professionals who always lean forward to make our community safer and more livable. We are always looking for mature, educated men and women who want to apply their courage and judgment to serve the people of Riverside. If that's who you are, we want to talk to you.
My name is Melissa Olmos, and I'm a driver operator in the Department of Refuse for the City of Riverside, and I've been doing this for 4 months already. I really enjoy it because this job is not like a routine, so every day is different. So I'm assigned to do the bookings. The residents call to the city to be serviced, and these items is large furniture, mattress, and appliance. The residents, they have 2 times a year, and these items, I put it in the back of the packer, and the packer crashes and compact these items so I can take it to the dump. My favorite part of the job is driving the truck. Since I was younger, my dream was to be a driver. And now that the City of Riverside gave me this opportunity, I really enjoy it. I'm really proud of what I do because when I go to the residents' houses, I see the faces, they're happy because we're picking up the items they don't want anymore. So I try to get in here because this is a better job for me with a better stability. And I want to too because I want to set a good example for my 2 daughters that I have. One of my hobbies that I have is go hiking. I like the outside activities like camping, and I also enjoy riding motorcycles. If I have to describe my job in one word, it will be perfect.
Welcome back to the Riverside TV Game of the Week. Cerritos, in an upset alert, leads the Riverside Tigers at the half, 21-17, and will receive the kickoff to begin the second half. Riverside got things going with a sensational 94-yard, 3-minute and 48-second drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard score from the freshman Lawrence Starks. The tailback is in for his 4th touchdown of the year. Then Cerritos went 75 yards on their first drive of the game, and we had the looks of a shootout early as both teams went 1 and touchdown on their first drive. There's Bailey Torres on the toss from Cade McConnell. The quarterback found the lead for the Falcons, another terrific drive off of an RCC punt, and they cap it off with a Dehon Manning 1-yard scoring plunge. The sophomore from Bellflower is in for his 3rd score. Cerritos at one point led 14-7 going into the second quarter, and it appeared that the Falcons had controlled the game, but Simpson throws an errant pass right to DeMarco Moore, and that was a huge difference in the game, Jeff.
That's exactly what it was. I mean, it was a big, big play. And I'll tell you, Riverside has to be happy they're only down 4
yeah.
to start this second half because they were outplayed by Cerritos. for most of that half.
RCC converted that interception into a field goal, 14-10. Falcons score another touchdown on what appeared to be a botched coverage. You mentioned a rub route between the tight end, number 88, Jacob Blasia, and one of the receivers for Cerritos. RCC, it took a while, but they did find the end zone late in the half with this touchdown by way of quarterback Jordan Barton. And through 30 minutes, Cerritos leads Riverside 21-17. We saw it all in the first half. Red zone interceptions, touchdown passes and runs, some crazy plays, some crazy penalties. And the Falcons are up by 4.
Hopefully Coach Kraft buckled down and got on his troops, and I'm sure they made some adjustments we'll see here in the second half.
That kickoff soars into the end zone. The Baker's dozen remains for Riverside's Chavez, who's the only man to stop him from a touchdown, and would you know it, he makes the stop of the 40-yard line. Great return of 62.
Yep, Chavez appears to be hurt, which is not good for the best kicker in the entire world.
Right. Bahone Harris was on the return. There's Chavez. Terrific job to run him down. So Ricardo Chavez is, it appears, pretty significantly hurt. We'll certainly hope that he's okay. Now, there is a reason why kickers usually aren't the first line of defense.
You know what? Kickers should all be pacifists.
Should they? Well, it was either a pacifist and a touchdown or 6 points off the board with his effort.
He's the best kicker in the world, though, so
yeah,
that's the only thing.
Let's check out what happened in the first half of this football game as the Falcons lead number 6 Riverside 21-17. And whether it's quarterback Cade McConnell or Jordan Simpson, that offense has looked very productive.
Yeah, you look at the yardage. I mean, total yards 218 to 162. They've they've been averaging 300 per game. They almost hit that in that first half. Riverside over 400 yards per game, just 162 in that first.
And one number to look at going into the second half is 5th down on the ticker total plays. Cerritos 43, Riverside 30. The fatigue certainly will be a factor in the second half if the Falcons keep that up. They control the time of possession, 18.5 to 11.5. Ball control, defense, and the Falcons with a balanced attack have led the way for a 21-17 lead. And the Falcons, who took the trip here to Riverside as Chavez is slowly walking off the field, while Cerritos is up by 4, I would argue that the Falcons must be so frustrated in this football game because they've played like a team that should be up way more than 4.
Yeah, they should. I mean, the time of possession was ridiculous for the Falcons.
Just 2 turnovers. McConnell fires an out route and overshoots Bailey Torres. Cerritos had one good drive going, you saw in the highlights, but an interception to Moore snapped that possession. RCC kicked a field goal after that. Then the Falcons get the benefit of a fumble at their own 10 by Lawrence Starks. Tigers are trying to run out the first half clock. Starks suffers a fumble, so Cerritos has a goal to go, and then McConnell tossed another interception. And here we are in the third quarter with Cerritos up 21-17, and points have been left on the board for the visiting Falcons. That run from Benelli Luago loses 1. The tackle from Nathan Bolton.
And
this would be a miraculous job if RCC stops him here.
Yeah, they were 67% in that first half on 3rd down conversions. They were 8 of 12.
40% during the regular season for them. RCC brings in some subs. Number 96 checks in DePorres Schletty, who has recorded the only sack for either football team, freshman from Alpharetta, Georgia. 3rd and a long 11 for Cerritos as he's one of the 4 Tigers on the rush. McConnell fires to his left. That is reeled in by Sanchez. First grab of the game, 3rd of the season from the freshman, but he is a bit short.
And there's where they've attacked that, the second level of the secondary on the Riverside. The Falcons have been very efficient going to that second level.
4th and 4. Big moment for the Falcons. Cerritos missed their last 4th down try and are at just 31%. 4th down conversions on the year. McConnell looks to his right and throws a corner route that is overthrown for DeJour Smith and incomplete. Big takeaway from the Tiger defense on a turnover on downs.
Now let's see if the Tigers can do something on offense here.
Just a huge momentum swing in the football game. To think that Harris would be a tackle away from a touchdown, I think Chavez literally saved 7 points for Riverside.
Yes, he did. I'm just concerned we're not going to get to see much of Chavez tonight. Hopefully he's okay.
So currently practicing punts right now is number 48 for RCC. That is Abraham Nunez. Big hit of the 41-yard line on the Starks run. The tackle from Cody Coleman. So Abraham Nunez is a sophomore from Corona High School. Hold from tight end Wyatt McClure. 4th penalty of the ball game from Riverside. Cerritos has 3.
And a big one there.
So we'll certainly give you updates on the status of Ricardo Chavez. But as of right now, they have Abraham Nunez warming up for special teams on the sideline. 1st and 20, they'll set up the screen pass. Here's Lawrence Starks, the freshman from Fontana, with a brilliant run. That's 15 and near a 1st down. Maybe make it 16 yards.
Yeah, great play by Barton as Barton was really running on his heels. He had 4 guys after him in pursuit. A huge play by the Tigers on that one.
RCC made a quarterback change after week 4 of the season, and as great as Bud Burney was, 625 yards in 4 games, as Starks races outside and is stuffed by Conley Jr. at the line of scrimmage, I would say while it was a tough decision, I think Tom Kraft has to feel happy about the decision to give Barton the bulk of the snaps. Bud Burney is still taking some snaps, but most of which to this guy.
Yeah, there was definitely a change after that bye week when they lost 2 straight. And, I think they figured out there were just certain guys that fit the personnel fit the team. And we've seen a completely different team since those 2 losses.
Absolutely. 3rd down, here's the run as they fake the jet sweep to Moore, and Thomas Kinslow rips off a big run.
That's the first time we've really heard of Kinslow here in this game. Thomas Kinslow, a big-time playmaker.
Now, RCC has typically had a stable of running backs. Shout out to Malik Walker, who just was with this school a few years ago. He scored another touchdown, reigning Big Sky Player of the Week for Portland State. And he was a big-time Tiger running back when he was here a few years ago. Kinslow gets stuffed just behind the line of scrimmage. Terrence Simon Jr., a sophomore from Los Angeles, makes the stop. Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham on hand early in the 3rd quarter. For those of you joining us, the scoreboard and the stat on the bottom is not a typo. It really is. The Falcons, unranked in the state of California, leads number 6 Riverside, winners of 3 straight, losers of only 3 games and over a decade at home. It's a 21-17 Falcons lead in the 3rd quarter. But Riverside garners a huge break on the turnover on downs. And on 2nd and long, they'll go to the run. Big play from Kinslow to get out of their own end. That's a pickup of 4. Joshua Palu and Brandon Nunez combined for the tackle. Jonathan Fuyamatu as well, setting up 3rd down. Tigers on their opening drive of the 2nd half. Barton's looking deep. No one is open, so he's flushed to his left. He fires in the flat and finds his man. That's Jawan Tucker near the 40. And near 1st down yardage, it appeared he was a bit short.
Good play there from Riverside. Thought maybe they'd get the spot.
Okay, you need the 41. Oh, he got it easily.
Yeah, now they're saying it is a first down.
Yeah, he got it by about a half yard. That is as you can hear up here in the booth, it is a strange ball spot. He got it with ease. He was standing at the 40. They've marked him down to the 41. Five minutes into the third quarter, Cerritos 21, Riverside 17. Let's look at that replay one more time. Jawan Tucker made the grab. He needed the 41, and he got that 41.
Yeah, that's a first down.
That's a first down. Okay, it is a first down. It took a while. Barton fires. Tucker on a comeback yet again. Reels it in. That's another first down.
Now they're giving them the sidelines here on the field. They've taken away the middle of the field. Riverside taking advantage of the defense.
That's a gain of about 11. And that's Cerritos' coverage, as you mentioned, is sagging off on that play. Here's Starks on the gut run, and he spins inside the red zone. Riverside has rarely been in the red zone tonight. The Tigers coming in are 72% in the red zone, and for the most part scored touchdowns. They have 16 red zone touchdowns this season. We'll see if they can punch it in here. Barton to Tucker, who dropped a touchdown in the left corner of the end zone. He had two big-time comeback catches and couldn't reel in that one. I would say this is the easier play to make. Oh.
Yeah, that's one of those you got to want back. That was a perfect throw, perfect route.
Barton has thrown at least 2 touchdowns in every start he's had this year, but currently the quarterback has 0 touchdowns with 1 rushing score. Ashley, Tucker, Moore, and number 3, Devin Gitchaway are the 4 wide receivers. He pumps, he throws to Tucker that time. They were a bit off schedule. Cody Coleman, a sophomore from Harbor City, California, was on the coverage. That brings up third down. And this is where the story of the kicking situation comes into play. Abraham Nunez and Jacob Marroquin join Diego Esqueda as the 3 other special teamers listed on the roster. It appears Nunez will be the one taking the field goal if RCC is denied here on third down. Barton, the offense, in the midst of a terrific drive to begin the second half. He pumps, he rolls to his left, he looks and throws to Ashley in the end zone. Late signal, it's a touchdown.
And Barton really found the hardest guy. It was open. They had 2 other guys on the right side of the field wide open, but he threaded the needle perfectly for that touchdown.
Extra point from number 61, Jacob Marroquin, a freshman from Santiago High School in Corona. And that kick is good.
The kick is up. The kick is good. With 9:12 to go in the third quarter.
Watch on the top of your screen. There's a couple guys wide open. But
he doesn't want the first down. He wants the touchdown.
He wants the touchdown.
Moore was open on the right side, but Ashley was a bit tighter open nonetheless.
Just had to make it a tougher throw?
Yeah. So Jacob Marroquin, who just hit the PAT, is putting into a big spot. This is tough as well, it's got to be, to be standing on the sideline all year, then come in. I mean, how often is there a kicker that gets hurt in a game?
Very rarely.
So,
but this is like an understudy. It's like being in a Broadway play. He's ready.
Okay.
Chavez, the award-winning actor, goes down. You bring in the backup, the stage.
Either a kicker goes down or a singer in a Broadway musical. I got to wonder which guy gets taken out more. Squib kick to the 15. Here's Bahone Harris, who just ran back a 62-yard kickoff, and he is tripped up just short of the 35. The tackle is made by number 34, Robert Valentine. Nick Rice, Jeff Gorham on hand. Are you having fun, Jeff?
Always having fun.
All right, I'm having fun now. McConnell muffs the snap. He's running backwards to the 15. What is he doing? And he's sacked to the 13-yard line. A huge mistake from the Falcons. Nathan Bolton with the sack and a loss of 22.
Yeah, he kept going backwards. I thought maybe when he spun around, he thought he was going the right way, but
that's got to be the longest loss for a football team on a play in a game. I mean, that's insane. Second and a long 31, maybe 32. Well, if the Falcons convert this, it would be nothing short of incredible. Stretch to Booth, and he's going nowhere.
Ball taken by number 6. On the stop, number 40, Noah Purcell.
There's Noah Purcell. We spoke about him in the first half. He's one of those do-it-all linebackers for the Tigers.
got a cool sock going on. He's got one sock going.
Oh, interesting. In the SCFA, we've seen some great linebackers, formerly from Mount San Antonio. Antonio Pierce was in the SCFA a few years ago. Won a Super Bowl with the Giants. 3rd and a country mile. Out of the backfield for Booth. Gets a great block. Well, Cade McConnell, while it may not be the play he wanted, I'll certainly put him in a Sports Center not top 10 nominee for that sort of that sort of decision. Do you watch that?
I do every Friday.
Really?
Every Friday.
Interesting. I love the when Scott Van Pelt does the bad bets. Oh, that's great. When a team's covering the under by like 2 points, and then all of a sudden a quarterback runs 30 yards backwards or whatever. Well, I'm sure whoever covered the over in this football game is going to get some big bucks tonight over on the points. Ashley has to trot all the way back again. What a job tonight by this guy. Well, there's all sorts of frustration on that punt. Well, the last punt he delivered was 79. That one was 65.
That's not a bad clip for that young man.
Abraham Delgadillo. His long on the year was 60. So he's thrashed that number. 6:59 to go in the third. RCC has the most uncomfortable three-point lead considering how the Falcons' offense has played tonight.
Yeah, I mean, honest to goodness, this has not been a pretty game for the Tigers, but they have to be happy with the lead. You know, we've seen them hold off many leads in the past versus some great teams. Let's see if they can do so here in the second half.
24-21, they'll begin the drive on the ground. Stretch to Starks, and he runs right through the tackle at the 25-yard line. That's a first down for Riverside. Lawrence Starks.
Yeah, watch this at the very end of this play. He runs right into him and just looks at him like, hey, didn't do anything to me, bud.
Venancio Michaeli has those type of runs for JW North.
That's a scary guy, Venancio Michaeli. I hope he comes here to RCC. Would love to see him play for the Tigers.
Yeah. Short run of about 1, maybe 2. I mean, Tom Kraft's got to be looking at the Riverside running backs and thinking, if I just get one, I'm in good hands next year. Hassan Elliott at North, Bo Bruins at Ramona.
Hey, Bruins has another year left.
That is crazy.
Yeah, Ramona's going to be a good team. They have a shot to go far in the playoffs this year, but next year they're going to be even more dominant.
There are 379 deep to Ashley. He's got to the 50, shakes a tackle the 45, and is dragged down by Cameron Minor at the 40. Gain of 34 for Ashley. Well, I was going to bring this up. We were on the Bo Bruins train a moment ago. There's 379 schools in the CIF Southern section. Bruins is second in touchdowns.
Holy
Second
cow.
out of 379. I'd say that's a pretty good rank.
And Norte Vista is the #1 ranked offense in all of
In the Southern, wow. That's crazy.
In the entire state, I should say.
Really?
Yes.
The CIF.
In CIF.
That doesn't make any sense. Who's the running back for Norte Vista? He's pretty good, too.
Eddie Elaine.
Eddie Elaine.
Eddie Elaine is in the top 5 in rushing in the state of California.
I would say RCC won't have to look very far to find their running back next year. Just get one of those guys. You're good with any one of those 4. Second and short, RCC's offense. It seems they flipped the switch in the third to the end zone for Tucker. He dropped a touchdown, but a flag has been thrown. Interference on Cody Coleman.
Let's see here on the replay. See if there was a lot of contact before.
I'd say it's more Coleman breakup than a drop. Oh.
First down.
$15 yards and a first for the Falcons. They have done a great job limiting the penalties.
Juwan
this
Tucker
year.
having a rough evening tonight.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
it's gone to the same spot twice. Let's go back at him.
Right.
Give him a shot.
Riverside in the third, there must have been some inspiring speech from Tom Kraft. This third quarter has been dominated by the Tigers. Draw to Starks, and he is pulled down by Giovanni De Leon, number 3.
I think exactly what happened is Tom Kraft went in and yelled at him, gave him a good tongue lashing, and said, hey,
tongue lashing.
Start playing some football.
RCC is defending national champions in the Triple C AA. Second and short, draw. Off the left for Starks, and he is hammered and loses his helmet at the 12. If that's not a face mask, Jeff, I don't know what is.
I don't think they're going to call it either.
Cameron Minor.
Nope, there is a flag.
What a tough running back. If you thought Dean Connors was hard-nosed, check out this guy, number 28, Lawrence Starks.
Him there on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. Give him his helmet back.
Yeah.
I think he's got some blood on his face, so hopefully.
But the coaching staff may want to do him a favor, telling him to tighten that chin strap.
Yeah. Good-looking guy. Doesn't want to mess up his face.
Right. Well, too late for that. Big moment for RCC. In fact, I mean, if they obviously, knock on all sorts of wood. So if Cerritos wins this football game, RCC would have to win with help to make the playoffs. You don't want to do that.
No.
You want to control your own destiny. You want to clinch a playoff spot, and you could do that tonight with a win. So this is a big next quarter for RCC. Kinslow on the inside, taken down by De Leon to the 2. Sets up a second and goal with about 4 minutes to go in the third. This second half has been terrific for the Tigers. Cerritos goes 4 and out, turnover on down. RCC goes touchdown, and then they go touchdown again. Kinslow. First touchdown of the season for that guy.
Really?
Yeah.
We called his name a couple years ago quite a bit.
Right.
So nice. Tigers went down. Now they've got a nine-point lead. No Chavez, though, still.
Ugh. He made his last extra point. Jacob Mariquin. Good.
The kick is up. The kick is good. With 4:06 to go in the third quarter. The Riverside City College Tigers 31. The Cerritos Falcons.
Nice run by Kinslow. Just gets just over the goal line.
RCC every year brings about maybe 15, 16, something like that. There's Tom Kraft, players of the Division I ranks. This is a coach that isn't just a great recruiter bringing players in, but develops talent across the entire country. I mean, he brings players in from everywhere, and his culture has been much renowned here in the city of Riverside. Great coach, a huge, huge hire in 2010, and his success goes beyond just winning football games. He's bringing guys in who transition to football at higher levels.
Look at the penalty yard, 69 for Cerritos.
Squib kick taken to the 29-yard line. The return from number 87, Jalon Tucker, who spilled around the 40-yard line. So for all of you prospective Division I athletes watching tonight's game, maybe the schools didn't give you scholarships you wanted. Maybe you don't want to leave town. RCC is a fantastic place to play.
It's a great place. I mean, it is a powerhouse for JC football. You mentioned Coach Kraft recruiting guys all over the country. He's gone out of the country a few times. We've seen a few of those guys.
McConnell on the bootleg, throws to a busy tight end tonight. What a performance out of Jacob Leja, freshman from Whittier, with the short gain. Leja with 4 catches for about 12 yards and a touchdown. And they seem to consistently run that play, and RCC's letting them have it. As Cerritos brings in Jordan Simpson, a quarterback.
Yes,
McConnell has 1 snap of quarterbacking on this drive. That was it. That was all they wanted to see. Draw to Manning, and he gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Have you seen that very often, where a coach midway through a drive says, that's it for you?
That's it. Simpson just 1 of 4 on the night. McConnell with 12 of 17 for 139 yards.
Right.
Simpson 1 of 4 for 2.
But Simpson is the better goal line runner.
They put back in they're still sticking with Simpson.
Yeah, still Simpson. Simpson 6'3", 225. McConnell 6'2", 205. Third and about 9. What a second half by RCC. But they have consistently tonight been beaten on plays like that. An inside draw. Manning gains 18. Tackle by Lewis. First down, Cerritos.
That's the big boys up front for Cerritos, giving them those opportunities.
Well, Lewis gave him a hard hit at the 38-yard line.
Let's see what happens here on this play.
Number 3 is Peter Lewis. And he comes crashing in. Oh, no, it was the hit before Lewis, where he got upended. Let's check that one out one more time.
So he lost his mouthpiece, too, on the play.
Right. So before Lewis comes in, there's 24 who brings in a helmet, too, Kylan Ross. Big hit. And that's kind of the way the game works nowadays. You see in the NFL all the time, where defenders will get penalized for unnecessary roughness for tackling the player the wrong way.
Yeah.
So now you can't hit him a certain direction, and Ross is saying that's not a penalty, but stuff like that always happens regardless. It's football. Play fake. Simpson's looking deep. He shuffles. He rolls to his left with a Tiger helmet down. He is sacked. A big hit at the end of it. Riverside's defense is rolling. Peter Lewis with the sack for the Tigers.
Peter Lewis, my golly, what a hit.
Boom by Lewis. It helps that Summers held him up. Lewis isn't just a cornerback. What a play. First sack of the season for him. Freshman from Citrus Valley High School. Second down and long. Play fake for Simpson. He pumps. He is hit as he throws. Somehow Leja makes the grab and turns a huge loss into a gain of 3.
Now Simpson is getting just beat up here as he releases the football. Watch the hit.
One guy bought the fake, but not another for the Tigers.
That'll bring up a 3rd and 12 for the Falcons.
Simpson stays in the game.
Simpson's taking 2 shots in a row.
Yeah. 235-pound quarterback.
He can take it a little bit.
3rd and 12. Cerritos on 3rd down tonight has been very successful at over 60%. Tigers line up in a nickel. 3-man rush with a twist. Simpson throws off his back foot. A jump ball to a wide open Calderell at the 10. It was underthrown enough where Martin comes back to knock it away. A late flag is thrown.
There's a late flag coming in. Our guys up here in the booth are losing their minds.
Going bananas.
That pass, I mean, he threw it as high as he could.
Yeah. Usually I'm with the booth, but this time I don't think they.
Yeah.
Not much of a case. If Simpson throws that in stride, that's a touchdown easy.
Apparently
we don't have a card sheet to see who the officials are, and I'm pretty sure we should.
We don't. No,
we should.
Got to protect those guys.
Yeah. I mean, that call, hey, kudos to the refs. I think that's right. Yeah. Summers makes the stop of Luago after the gain of 4.
As they hand off.
They handed it to us.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a great call by the officials. That last one.
Hey, I'm not reading their names. You are. You can if you want. I'm going to protect those guys.
I like the guy last time we were here where he lost his battery power midway through the call. Gain of about 2. And he was milking that thing. He was going to get his words out.
Yes, he was.
If it took 5 minutes. Good thing that fake gun was into the air. Okay.
Yeah, they had a prop gun up here.
Right.
Shooting caps.
All right, so the 3rd quarter is over. That was crazy. Riverside goes on a 14-0 run, and while the Falcons are in the midst of a drive, given just 1 quarter to go in the game, they've got to figure out a way to punch this one in by this point.
Yeah, I mean, this has definitely been an interesting game. Riverside now has taken over. They've got 20 first downs to Cerritos' 16. I think Cerritos had 12 in the first half.
Yeah.
They've only had 4 in that quarter. It was dominated by Riverside in that 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Cerritos really, considering the sort of talent the Tigers had, they really had to take advantage of the chances they were given in the game. The fumble from Starks put them in a goal to go, and they couldn't convert with any points. And then another interception thrown from McConnell earlier in the game. Some mistakes and points have been left on the board for Cerritos. While they've got a chance tonight, the Falcons have to be frustrated. And then we saw RCC, the better team, looking like the team they expected to be in the first half. 3rd and short. Timeout Riverside. Not so often you see a team come out of a quarter with a timeout. First charge timeout.
So we will be back here next Saturday.
Yep.
For a 4 o'clock start.
4 p.m.
As we're going to play the old rival from down the freeway, Chaffee College.
The Panthers.
The Panthers of Chaffee.
Chaffee is currently running the ball for just 23 yards a game. That is the fewest in the entire state of California.
What? Did you say how many yards?
23. We saw a 23-yard run to close this quarter. Last time RCC played them at home was in 2017. Tigers won the game 56-7. So I would say the Tigers have to feel pretty good going into next week's game. Check us out Saturday at 4 on Riverside TV with, of course, Southern Section playoff football with 5 Riverside teams to play in the Elite Eights of the CIF Southern Section coming up on Friday. Kickoff at 7, unless for some reason you're Ramona, then the kickoff's at 7:30. I still have no idea why that happened. Here's Simpson, the quarterback, who is cut down to the 7. The tackle from Carlton Johnson.
Here we have the RCC women's basketball team is 2-1 as they played 3 games. They beat Chaffee, Antelope Valley, and lost to Bakersfield. So Alicia Berber, head women's coach here at RCC, has them going in the right direction. And the boys, the men's team, they're 3-0 to start this season.
Very nice.
Under head coach Phil Matthews.
I don't have an exact number on it, but I'm sure the cross-country team is yet again rolling for RCC. That play is going nowhere. Big hit in the backfield by Samaj Williams. Or I'm sorry, number 12, DeMarco Moore.
So a lot better half from the defense here of RCC.
Well, Cerritos, as mentioned in the first half, has struggled mightily in red zone touchdowns. RCC cross country, should be noted, just won a state championship in 2016, finished 3rd in the state this year. Short run for the Penieli Luago. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the city, but RCC athletics is incredible. Every team.
We dominate in everything.
Everything.
Nick Rice. I mean, you look across over, they got the diving well over here. Not many junior colleges have a diving well.
Right. Not many colleges.
No.
Have a diving well. Third down and goal from the 5. Simpson fakes the handoff, and the quarterback gets nailed to the 2. Noah Purcell, one of the most active linebackers in the whole league, makes the stop. Lost the helmet, but it doesn't matter.
Look at the flow on Purcell, though. We finally get to see what he looks like.
Rivercheck, whoever is the equipment manager with these chin straps, 3rd helmet coming off tonight. Maybe it's not his fault. Maybe it's the player's fault.
We got a good look of Purcell.
Yeah.
No Sans helmet.
Right. Cerritos is denied a touchdown, so they bring in number 19, Maz Bojorquez for the field goal, and that's good.
With 12:23 to go in the 4th quarter, the Riverside City College Tigers 31. The 3-0
A lot left in this game here.
Cerritos, to close the season, will visit Mount Sac. The Mounties are 4-2 this year. 1 p.m. game at Hilmer Lodge Stadium, a brand new stadium they made because Hilmer Lodge Stadium, they're trying to have a stadium, and they purchased like $1 million production truck because they're trying to host the Olympic trials there. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah, so for whenever the Olympics, I think it's 2028, they're playing in Los Angeles, right?
Yes.
So Mount Sac might be where the trials are. Just throwing it out there.
That was the best bit of trivia tonight you've given us.
Yes, I'm back to the bench. Kickoff soars to about the 2-yard line. And there's the return dance to about the 18-yard line. Number 18, Jaquez Jones, freshman from Sarasota, Florida. Tom Kraft, head coach, what is he talking with his offense about with 12-11 left?
He's saying, protect the quarterback, or I'm going to beat you guys all up after the game. We're only up
a touchdown
here. You've got to protect him.
Barton hands off. Starts down to the 25.
Yeah, I'm talking about this diving well over here. You know, it's a huge, it's platform diving. They had you remember they had a TV show? It was called Splash, and they had it was like diving with the stars. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was one of the divers at 7'2". Yeah, it was a silly, short-lived show, but
Starks near the first down. I'm sure maybe the football team at some point rehearses there because, hey, there's nothing quite like swimming laps in a pool that'll get you exhausted right away.
There isn't a guy on this football team. You couldn't catch me jumping off that top thing. It's like jumping off a building.
Yeah.
I have soft feet.
Jumping off the bottom one is insane. They got 2 levels.
They've got multiple levels. They got all kinds of stuff over there.
I'm surprised they have the parking lot right next to the diving board. Isn't like the whole front row getting soaked with the cars soaked with water?
It's not they're not throwing a car off the thing. It's a person. It's not Shamu. It's not like we're at SeaWorld and you're in the first 6 rows. You're going to get splashed. Yeah, think about that, Nick Rice. If you're at a diving competition,
I don't think much, by the way.
You don't want to make a big splash, and then you don't get your points. You want to go in smooth.
Ooh, nice and smooth.
Yeah, but if you want to get splashed, go to SeaWorld, and you sit in the first 10 rows. You can sit with all the other 3- and 4-year-old kids, and you can be splashed by Shamu.
No, I'm just going to go here to Riverside.
And
when you get into your rants, say it and spray it. I'm just playing.
Have you ever jumped off a platform?
The bottom one once.
You did?
I still have nightmares about it. Oh, it freaks me out.
Oh, yeah.
I used to go here, by the way.
Did you? But did you ever take a swimming class?
No, I should have. A swimming class, cooking class, all the cool stuff they offer here. I should have done that.
If I could go back in time, I'd be a culinary artist. And they have a great culinary school here at RCC, their own restaurant in downtown run by RCC students.
Nice. They have like probably 100 different options of food. Every day I order chicken strips and fries. Trip of the 50, Kinslow on the run.
You're like my 8-year-old son. Fries and chicken strips.
Yeah. They had everything.
We got to branch you out. Get you try some new stuff.
Oh, man. World-class barbecuing here, too, just to throw that out here at Wheelock Stadium. So for those of you who did not make it tonight in attendance, of course, Riverside TV has award-winning coverage, but coming here isn't a bad option either.
It's great coming out here. Like I said, the food smells wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Oh. 3rd and short. And the gut run is to Kinslow, gains 4.
My biggest disappointment is I missed the Dios de los Muertos.
Oh,
downtown Riverside today. I could still be going on. It's one of those things I like to hit in the city of Riverside. On 14th and Market, they had a Ferris wheel going on out there. Probably the tilt-a-whirl, some cotton candy. You name it, they had it.
Oh. Play fake from Barton, who fires deep downfield to Moore, and he's down to the 5.
A great strike there from Barton. Barton looks right over the top. Just a perfect throw.
Cameron Minor on the coverage. Big catch from Moore, one of his longest grabs of the season. He is a freshman out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Ty Moore, number 27. Wearing the visor.
From Las Vegas.
Yeah. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line for RCC. And Tom Kraft comes out with his golfing visor out to about the 20-yard line to burn a timeout. You know, kudos to Tom Kraft, too. Every broadcast we've done here, he's wearing a different outfit. Tonight, it's the light winter jacket with the sweatpants and the golf visor.
I'm glad that you've noticed that he has changed his clothes every single time we've been here. You know, when I look at Tom Kraft, that's not the first thing I think of.
Or the second.
Maybe the third, but I'm glad that you're checking out. What did you say, a winter jacket? What did you call it?
It's like one of those where the rain droplets bounce off. I don't
like a
micro fleece.
A Gore-Tex.
Gore-Tex. A breathable fleece.
I think that might be the same hat we've seen. I mean, You call it a visor. I call it a hat. But I guess it would be a visor of some sort.
Yeah, golf visor, right? All right, first and goal from the 5. Lawrence Starks. Flag is thrown. This may be coming back. We've seen throughout the night, it's amazing about junior college football. Sometimes there's almost too much passion, okay? And that's exactly what I'm referring to. Seems like almost after every play, I mean, these players are ready to throw it down.
You got to relax. I know football is, it's an aggravate, you're angry and tough, but you just got to control yourself. Let's see what they call here. I'm sure it'll be offsetting.
Substitution on the defense. The 11th player did not reach their side of the field. Half the distance. First and goal.
Okay, that was not the penalty I thought was thrown.
No.
Pretty. Right, there was one flag thrown, but there was clearly one thrown right at a fight going on in the end zone. There was also a fight going on at the corner, right past the top of your screen.
I don't think they were fighting. I think they were just, they were throwing hands.
Throw it in. As they say on TikTok, throwing hands.
Did you just reference TikTok?
Yeah, I'm sure when you go home tonight, your kids will tell you, hey, on TikTok today I saw this cool dance.
I have a 4-year-old. I don't think he's watching TikTok. Maybe my 8 or my older boy, but TikTok. No, that's
no.
Not in the Gorham house.
Oh, he's watching Marching Tigers highlights. They'd had a great halftime rendition, by the way. First and goal from about the 3-yard line. Starks already has 1 touchdown tonight and is just short of another.
I'm going to go home.
Second and goal.
I'm going to go home tonight. Hey, I am solo. My wife went out on a girls' weekend, so I've got the 3 boys and myself.
Really?
I'm going straight to bed. I'm going to look at the backside of my eyes.
Straight to bed. Barton, the quarterback, a pretty good goal line runner. Touchdown. Touchdown, Tigers. Well, one referee signaled touchdown. How about a flare for the dramatic for our officials? A long decision. And he's short.
Oh.
I don't know. I think if one official rules touchdown, that's worth a second look. Of course, any points here would be huge, giving RCC a 2-possession advantage. Barton moves the pile, and it appears he's in. Touchdown, Tigers. I think there's one guy who's not going to be getting sleep anytime soon. It's our PA guy.
Leon Culpepper. On the call here, the PA announcer for Riverside.
Oh.
Just took out one of the drummers.
He's been playing a great game in response to the Chavez injury, but the kick is no good from Jacob Marquin, and the Tigers lead is 37-24. That's a lot of first downs. 17 first downs for Cerritos, not 1,000. 25 for Riverside. Tigers had 4 midway through the second quarter.
Yes.
Wow.
They finally picked it up.
And boy, did they. So, forgive me if I have recalled anything wrong in the second half, but I'm going to give you a best summary that I can.
Okay.
Start of the second half, Harris returns a kickoff 62 yards, but then the Falcons go 4 and out. RCC responds with a touchdown drive. Falcons go 3 and out because the quarterback runs 22 yards the wrong way. Punt to Riverside. They score a touchdown. And then RCC scored again. I couldn't tell you what the Falcons did. But there's the second half. Do you think I got it?
You know what? There are times I make fun of you for your trivia and your pop culture and basically everything in life. But there are also times that you are a savant.
Oh, right.
You pulled that one out of the hat. That's pretty good memory.
Right. I appreciate it.
Considering you can't remember anything else, that's pretty darn good.
Oh, man. I was writing that on the rock that I was living in prior to the game.
You're like Patrick Starr.
That's right. I know that reference. Spin to the 30 by Booth, and he is out after a 2-yard gain. Extracurriculars.
Got some very colorful people up here. Man, we got some people up in the booth are angry tonight.
Well, what is amazing is that just the energy of these college games, you would think that so much, I mean, there's a lot on the line, don't get me wrong, but every play matters a big deal for these players. And Simpson scrambles to the right side and gains 1. You can just tell how important this game is for both schools. They're coming out, every play is life or death.
Hey, this is for a conference championship.
Yep. And that brings up a 3rd down and about 7, a short 7. Well, if Cerritos can't score here, their chances of a comeback are slim to none. Torres in the flat makes a man miss, and it appeared to be short, but Ross moves him across the 1st down. What effort for Torres. The 3rd leading receiver in the National Central League. Better than all the Tigers, too. That's how productive Torres has been this season. 1st down, Cerritos. Torres already with a touchdown makes another big play for the road team. Simpson looks to the right, takes a shot in front of Ross. That's incomplete to the leaping Darius Lawson, number 18.
They're going for the home run pass, though. I'm telling you.
Not a bad idea in a 2-score game. RCC. You know, I'm a big proponent of the Tigers. Love the team. I got to tell you, 2-game losing streak going into the bye, even I was a little skeptical of how they could turn it around. RCC wins tonight, and they did everything I could have hoped for this year. Simpson shovels the pass to Booth. He makes one man miss. There's another big run with Ross upending him with the 48.
Ross he's made a couple big-time plays tonight, and that's another one right there.
He's a heavy hitter from Calabasas. Yeah, big run. But RCC, I mean, you know, Cerritos is moving now, but this second half of the regular season has been incredible. Deep to Torres, incomplete.
Yeah, in fact, you know, talking about that 2-game losing streak, I mean, talking with some of the coaching staff and some of the players, they said, hey, that was a good break for us. And like I said, they only had 3 weeks prior to their first game where they actually were together as a team.
Yeah.
They found out a lot during that week off, they said, and found the spots and the guys that they really fit into this offense and defense.
Booth on the gut run gains about 3. That 2-game losing streak, they were outscored 78-44. So they didn't just lose. They got completely ran over by Golden West and Canyons, and it turns out both of those teams are really good. Gold West is 8-0 this year, and Canyons is 7-1. So if RCC wins tonight, they'll make the playoffs and probably have a rematch against one of those 2 teams. We'll see if it's here or we'll see if it's in their place. 6th grab of the game from Leja as Simpson took a shot and is down. He got hammered hard by Kyle Jordan.
And that's going to be a late hit out of bounds as flags came in way after the play.
Yeah. Well, you know, a defense that sometimes has given up some big plays, you got to credit the club for showing some tenacity. Certainly a little late there, but sometimes.
Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds on the defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty by rule.
But those are penalties that you cannot have.
Yeah.
You know, it's still a tight enough game here. Anything can happen. They can score an onside kick, and it could be a whole different ball game. You have to play smart football, especially if you're going to play in big games.
Listen, I'm not condoning late hits, but sometimes, sending, there's a little bit of that, sending a message to the front end of the whistle. Of course, they're going beyond that, so I'm not defending the end of that, but sometimes that defense, which has gotten burnt with a couple big plays, and especially in that first quarter, would love to make a hit to change the complexion of the game. Drop touchdown off the hands of Caldarella.
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a good pass right there. He's going to want that one back. Can't get that back. Hit him in a bad spot. Right in the hands.
Oh, dang it again.
Yeah. It's a tough spot to get hit in.
Maybe next time it won't get in the hands for Caldarella, who split to the right. Simpson fires a seam route on the run for Smith. He's got it at the 10 and is down just short of the 7-yard line. That Tigers secondary has shown glimpses with the 2 interceptions, but quite often, whether it's Simpson or McConnell, they've had plenty of time to find receivers up the field. That secondary has struggled.
Yeah, the big boys up front have done their job for Cerritos tonight for sure.
Simpson hands. Here is Penieli Luago down at the line of scrimmage. Let's check out some of those numbers for Cerritos. 300 yards, including 185 through the air, but only 85 yards in the second half. They had 215 in the first half.
That's right.
Second and goal from about the 5. If Cerritos can't score a touchdown here, the game might just be over. Simpson looks to his left, pumps, hit as he throws. In the back of the end zone, Torres couldn't hang on. Well, credit to Simpson in a 2-score game for hanging in the pocket and taking big hits.
Now this is the...
He got sandwiched by 2 defenders.
Yes, he did.
Jordan Simpson, who wasn't even the starter tonight, checks in for Cade McConnell and has been terrific. RCC has just 10 players on the field. There goes the 11th. Karo Kashkaran, sophomore from Burbank. 2 snaps away from a huge stop. Simpson flips into the end zone. That's a drop from DeHoor Smith. Incomplete.
Let's see if this pass was a good pass or not. It looked pretty good from up here.
Now, Jeff Gorham, it's a horrible pass.
Yeah.
All right, timeout. I think the Tigers make the stop here, and you could absolutely say the Tigers are going to win this game and go to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's got to be a great feeling for Coach Kraft. It's not any kind of strange territory for the man, though. He seems like he's won every single year he's been here.
Right. In junior college, they have bowl games.
I do.
Yeah,
I do know
so
that.
he's made 16 bowl games in his coaching career.
It's a long time. A lot of bowl games.
Right.
Had a great career over at Palomar. Had a good career at San Diego State.
Right. RCC's Tom Kraft has been with the program 10 full years. This would be his 11th going into the playoffs. Currently, he's 9 for 10 in clinching conference championships. A win tonight would make it 10 for 11 in his RCC career. And really, the entire season for Cerritos in an effort to win this conference comes down to a 4th and goal from the 5. Maybe the biggest play of the year for them. Here's Simpson on a bootleg. He flips it into the end zone. Flag is thrown. They may get a reprieve here. It's incomplete.
Yes, they are going to get a reprieve here.
Reprieve.
I like that.
Yeah.
That was a late hit. Out of bounds. It's going to be a personal foul.
Well, that brings up a fresh set of downs. Credit to the Tigers for supplying 4 stops inside the goal line, and they're going to have to do it again.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a really tough call. That's 2 penalties that have really hurt the Tigers here. And, you know, I understand they're winning by 13, but you got to be smarter than that. Giving them an opportunity to get back into this ball game.
Booth slips through a tackle. There's a big block at the 5-yard line. Booth is over the pylon for a Cerritos touchdown. Devon Booth, with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, has kept the Falcons in the game. And considering that injury to Chavez, with 3:56 remaining in the 4th quarter, a PAT here could make it a 6-point game. RCC's got to move the ball, otherwise the Falcons would have a chance to win the game with a touchdown.
Yeah, that comes down to, you know, that's bad penalties for the Tigers. You can't have plays like that or really cost you.
That kick is good.
The kick is good with 3:56 to go in the 4th quarter. Riverside City College Tigers 37.
The last 2 games for Riverside have been decided by 1 possession. So this is exactly where Riverside has been the last couple of weeks, but not this year against an unranked opponent. Cerritos is 3-4 this year.
Well, Cerritos has really built their entire program on defense.
Yeah.
Let's see here if they go for an onside kick and say, hey, we're going to try to defend you. You don't have Chavez. I'm telling you, there we can see an onside kick or a squib. See if they can get back the football here with 3:56 to go. I wouldn't want to give the ball to Coach Kraft with 3:56 left in a ball game because he can eat a lot of clock. He's been in this situation so many times.
Another 384 yards for the RCC offense today. They had a rough performance against Golden West a few broadcasts ago on Riverside TV, held to 20. And whether it was Bud Burney or Jacob Barton was a tough night for RCC on offense. Kickoff is in the end zone for a touchback. And for those of you just joining us, you're in the midst of a phenomenal football game. Nick Rice and Jeff Gorham. 3:56 remaining in the 4th with the Tigers up 6.
Oh, it's been a fun game to watch. A little frustrating if you're the Tigers because you've had your highs and your lows, and the lows have been really low.
Yeah. Time of possession, huge storyline tonight. 33 minutes for Cerritos, 23 for Riverside. But the Tigers have an opportunity here late in the game. This Tigers running game is averaging 171 yards a week, and they only need a few first downs to clinch the playoffs. Stretch to Starks. The freshman cuts back to the 30 and is dropped to the 31-yard line. They'll mark him down after a gain of 7. Healthy run to begin the drive for the freshman from Fontana. He is averaging 6 yards a run, so that's a pretty important option, a pretty successful option for RCC late in games.
Cerritos with 2 timeouts left. RCC with 1. Look for Cerritos to start calling some timeouts if they can get the ball past the 35-yard line.
RCC may have to use a timeout themselves. They're down to 3 on the play clock. They just get it off in time, and that brings up a huge, and I mean huge, 3rd down as Cerritos burns a timeout.
So the game is getting tricky here.
Ooh, sure is.
You don't have your leading kicker, who has been phenomenal all season long.
Would you dare throw it on 3rd down?
Yes, if I'm Tom Kraft,
really?
Of course.
Okay.
Tom Kraft, I'm sure he's been known to do stuff like this before. Get a guy out in the flat.
How about this? I'll throw another scenario. RCC doesn't convert the 3rd down. Do you dare, if it's like 4th and 1, go for it here or punt it without your starting kicker?
You have to punt. You have to. I mean, honest to goodness, you're giving them I mean, great field position. They've moved the ball well the last couple of times. You have to punt.
If you don't convert, that's a huge if. If RCC converts and Cerritos only has one timeout, they could chew up over 2 minutes.
RCC is 6 of 9 tonight.
By the way, they started the game 0 for 3.
That's right.
So they're 6 for 6 since the first quarter. 3rd and short. Big run here for Starks, and he won't get it. The Falcons saw that one coming, and the timeout is called by Cerritos after the short run. Number 5, Bahon Harris, makes the stop.
Timeout. Cerritos, the 3rd and final timeout.
The man who made the stop is a product from Bellflower High School. Bahon Harris, number 5, who's slow to get up, but just does for Cerritos. 3 minutes left. If you're at home, you're at the edge of your seats with your fingernails all off. RCC up 37-31.
Sitting there with your fingernails off, chomping at the bit.
Chomping at the bit, huh?
That's the one thing that happens when you get older, Nick.
No.
You're probably still chomping at the bit.
No, am I?
You get in your
Too
50s.
many,
I'm
too
in
many
my
dramatic
50s
Tiger
now.
games.
See,
That's why.
it takes an awful lot for me to bite my fingernails or sit on the edge of my seat because I'm just too lazy at 50.
You're too lazy. Oh, man. I thought you were 40.
No. So I told my wife.
All right. Who is definitely not watching tonight.
No.
Okay, so the game comes down to this. Riverside has yet to try a 4th down. They are the best 4th down offense in the state of California. They do not go for it. This was what exactly you called for, Jeff Gorham. You said punt it, don't go for it, and that punt did not do much at all.
That punt hit the Gatorade dispenser, though.
That is an 8-yard punt. 8-yard punt from Jacob Marquin. With the Tigers down to 1 timeout, the Falcons without a timeout. My goodness, could RCC make this any more dramatic? Falcons are 40 yards away from the lead, and RCC has miscommunication on defense. They've only got 10 players on the field, do they? Well, no, it's 11. But all sorts of miscommunication coming right out of the change. Booth on the draw, gains 1. Schletti makes the stop. What a finish we've got here tonight. The Falcons were down by 13. Then the defense supplies a stop. Cerritos scores a touchdown courtesy of a huge roughing the passer penalty. They don't commit that. The game is all but over. Falcons force a 3-and-out. Bad punt. And a play later, here they are. But Simpson is sacked again. Taken down by the player of the game, Noah Purcell, that defense.
And Noah Purcell, you might have just saved your team, buddy.
Second sack of the season for the sophomore from Honolulu, Hawaii. Crowd chants for the defense. Tigers make a stop, and the game is over, and RCC is playoff bound. They need the 30. Simpson checks it down to his running back. Over-the-shoulder catch from Booth. And he is out of bounds, setting up the most dramatic 4th down of the season for Cerritos. Since the roughing the passer just a moment ago. Fourth and 13, and the Falcons are out of timeouts. RCC makes the stop, and the game is over. What a finish from Wheelock Stadium in front of a near sellout crowd. Timeout, Riverside. What a football game.
So no timeouts for either team now.
They just want us to stay in the seat as long as possible.
It's been a good one, though. It's been a fun game tonight.
The Cerritos kickers have only missed, whether it's Maz Bajorque or Abraham Delgadillo, have only missed 1 PAT. So if the Falcons score a touchdown, math is on the side of them taking the lead. But of course, broadcasters' jinx is a thing.
Better not be.
Cerritos is just 31% this year on fourth down. The Falcons are 2 for 3 tonight and need the 30 to keep their season alive. Cerritos, not just for the conference, they may not make a bowl game if they don't win this one here in Wheelock Stadium. The crowd on its feet on maybe the biggest play of the game. Falcons convert or Riverside wins. Simpson looks left, off his back foot. He throws to Smith. Ross is on the coverage, but Smith has got it. 1 to beat at the 15. He slips a tackle, loses his helmet, and is down to the 2. Cerritos has saved their season with a big play to DeHoore Smith, number 3.
Wow. That's a tough one to swallow. That was man-to-man coverage.
Riverside brings in mass substitutions in an effort to stop Cerritos at the goal line. They marked him down to the 7 because Smith lost his helmet.
Offensive player's helmet came off. The play is killed by rule on the 7-yard line, first and goal.
That is the 4th time we've seen a player lose a helmet.
That's a good stat.
I don't know what it is. Okay, so now are you at the edge of your seat, Jeff?
A little bit.
Okay, the Tigers are struggling to get players on the field defensively. 1:32 to go in the game. Falcons are 7 yards away from a tie, needing a PAT for the win. Simpson pumps, fires at the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Luca Caldarella. And with 1:23 to go in the game, Cerritos needs a PAT for the lead.
Wow. And those penalties, like I said, come into play more so than anything.
And if RCC didn't use the timeout, maybe the defense is ready for the stop. Abraham Delgadillo, with the team missing just 1 PAT the whole year. Here's the rush, line drive, and it's good for the freshman.
The kick is up, the kick is good. With 1:23 to go in the fourth quarter. The Cerritos Falcons 38, the Riverside City College Tigers 37.
With Cerritos dancing on 2 quarterbacks throughout games, in fact throughout drives, Simpson checks into the fourth quarter and turns into a Joe Montana of sorts as he completely dominates the final 15 minutes of this one.
Wow, just a tough situation if you're RCC, and it boils down to you just got to be disciplined, and they weren't disciplined enough in key situations to stop those penalties and give them extra opportunities, and that is what has caused this collapse here in the second half.
And even with that being said, Riverside still forced a 4th and 13. Kylan Ross was an inch away from a pass breakup which would have won the game. A terrific catch from DeHoore Smith to keep the season alive, and now the Falcons are in the lead. And RCC knows they've got to score. And it all is down to this. What a football game tonight on Riverside TV. Short kick taken to the 6. On the hop by Jaquez Jones, the freshman from Sarasota, Florida. And he is wrapped up just short of the 25, setting the stage for the final drive of the game for Riverside. And as we saw on the bottom ticker a moment ago, the Tigers are down for the remainder of their game, maybe the rest of the regular season. Their starting kicker, Ricardo Chavez. He might be the best kicker in America right now. Chavez has a field goal long. That is 7th if he was in the NFL right now. That's how good he's been. Riverside coughed up a 13-point lead in this fourth quarter and now needs a 77-yard drive out of timeouts. Here's Barton with good protection. He throws to the sideline. That's incomplete to Houston on his first target of the ball game. Good coverage by King. We've seen a lot of big plays out of the quarterback, Jordan Barton. This would be the sort of performance, if he can will this team to a win, the sort of performance that'll put him in the memory banks of all of us here at Riverside TV for a long time. This would be an absolutely incredible scoring drive. Here's Barton with just over a minute left in the game. He throws the comeback to Tucker and is just short of the first down. Luckily, go ahead.
There's a big third down right here. You
absolutely
got to do something.
Luckily, though, he was out of bounds. Tigers have a chance to reset. They go to the ground, draw on a 3rd and 1 for Starks. Cerritos saw that coming. It's a first down, but only a gain of 4. Clock is stopped at 1:01. RCC makes the playoffs with a win, a loss, and things get a whole lot more interesting to close the year. Barton fires over the middle. First down, Riverside to Ashley. He's at the 50 and stacked up by King of the 49. 49 seconds left to go in the game.
And this is where you look for a guy like Chavez in this situation.
Yes.
Coach Kraft has got to think to himself, maybe I'm never going to have a kicker try to make a tackle again.
Barton looks, climbs the pocket, flips it over the middle, and overshoots more. Now it's an interesting ball spot. It appeared that Ashley was 3 yards farther than where they marked the ball down. Who knows if that'll make an impact in this game. Timeout on an injury. So this animated crowd roots not just for Riverside. There's a big contingency of Falcons fans who came in tonight.
A lot of yelling down there. I'm trying to hear what the guy was saying.
Tom Kraft is a quarterback guru of sorts with his days as a quarterback and also a quarterback coach. He set the school passing record as head coach of San Diego State in 2002. He has brought 3 consecutive starting quarterbacks to high-level Division I schools. As number 15, Diego Barrera, leaves the game, and has choice words for his starter this year, the freshman Jordan Barton, in an absolute thriller from Wheelock Stadium. We've seen a lot of big wins here at RCC. This would be one of the biggest. Second down from the 48. Tigers did this to themselves, up 13 with 4 minutes to go, but Riverside needs a bit of a miracle now. With under a minute left, Barton looks, rolls to his right. He's got more downfield, but shoots the ball out of bounds. Good coverage by Cody Coleman. Jordan Barton, what are his numbers tonight? 13 for 21 for 244 yards and a touchdown. The freshman growing up before our eyes tonight against the best scoring defense in the National Central Conference in Cerritos. 4-man rush. Barton dances out of it, checks it down to Starks, who smartly runs to the sideline and is hammered out at the 48. Gain of 4. And now Riverside needs a 4th down to extend the game. And the Tigers are the best 4th down offense in the state of California. 75% on 4th down. 25 seconds to go in the game. This is the first 4th down try for Riverside tonight. Tigers reach the 42 or the game is over. Barton, under duress, fires to Houston on a jump ball. He's got it to the 14-yard line and is inbounds. 1st and 10, Riverside.
That was an incredible catch. It was underthrown. He had the intuition to get back. He saw it underthrown. What a great play.
And Barton clocked it, but there was whistles before he spikes the football. Could Riverside get a break here? Ty Moore is hampered. The wide receiver who wasn't even involved on that play. RCC is down to just after Barton is set to clock it, just 11 seconds. The receiver who checked into the game, number 83, Rashawn Lacey, wasn't paying attention. Lacey was dancing onto the field, and a penalty flag has been thrown. Wow.
I think everybody wishes we had Chavez right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You have Chavez, game over.
Mm-hmm. Even with the penalty, this may be a situation where the offense is there.
False start on the offense with a 10-second runoff. Take the clock to 6 seconds.
Now, what is frustrating is that the thing that's frustrating, I'm sure, for Riverside is that they did execute the spike football and the officials removed the spike.
They did, and now there's 6 seconds on the clock. I don't know why Cerritos was jumping around. I thought they thought the game was over.
Wow, the game's going to come down to a 36-yard field goal from their backup kicker, Jacob Mariquin, who's into the game due to the injury to Ricardo Chavez, a product from Santiago High School. It's all down to this, make or the game is over. Great hold. Mariquin's got the distance, and the kick is good.
Great win. Tigers are now conference champions on the kick from the backup.
Couldn't have scripted this game any better.
What a great ending. And I always talk about it. It comes down to kicking. And wow, what a great play. What a great ending.
The game is over, but Jamal Houston, a few plays earlier, might have stepped out of bounds. I'm just going to throw that out there. We'll look at the review later. Riverside wins the game 40-38, and they required a 4th down conversion to Houston and a 36-yard field goal from their backup kicker. Riverside is going to the playoffs as conference champions. Well, we've seen a lot of great games, Jeff Gorham. That for Riverside might have been, of the 60 home wins under Tom Kraft, the greatest they've ever had. What a dramatic comeback to knock out the Falcons on the final play of the game.
A huge play and a huge kick from the backup. You couldn't be any happier for that young man.
Falcons needed a 4th down conversion twice to come back down 13 with 4 minutes to go. Then RCC, out of timeouts, goes the distance, setting up the game winner from their backup kicker, Jacob Mariquin. We've got a Lou Grozo Award that goes around in high school football. I think we know who our Lou Grozo Award winner is tonight. Jacob Mariquin, the kicker.
Yeah, definitely got to go to Mariquin for the kick. What a great win for Riverside after really not playing their best ball game, but wow, what a way to win a championship.
Huge, huge win. Tigers are playoff bound. Make sure to join us on Riverside TV on Friday. We've got a doubleheader of CIF Southern Section high school football. Tigers' regular season concludes. They'll get a chance to wrap up a #1 seed in the entire league with a win and some help for this SCFA playoffs in a couple of weeks. Join us for that broadcast Saturday at 4. For Jeff Gorham and the rest of our crew, I am Nick Rice saying so long and good night from Riverside. What a game. The Tigers come back and win it at the buzzer. This has been another presentation of RCC football on Riverside TV. Good night.